No, the audio is gonna be.
Check 1 2.
Hold on, guys.
yo.
Yo. Welcome, everyone, to the first episode of Live from the Studio. You already know. So, my name is Nuri. I'm here with a special guest, Frank Socorro. Frank is a Grammy-nominated, Platinum Award-winning engineer. He's worked with people like Nas, Amy Winehouse, Diddy, J. Cole, many more. Frank, it's a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you, and thank you for all my TV people out there in TV land. What's going on?
This is actually a special moment for me because Frank was instructor at SAE when I went many years ago. And, you've always been like a mentor to me, so I'm honored to have you here. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, I've always been super proud of you, so.
Thank you, man.
All right, enough with the.
That's right. So before we get into stuff, I wanted to give you guys a little tour of the space that we're in. So we're here at the Rolling Loud Studios in Miami, Florida. I got my producer WZ happening. What's happening, baby? Wilson, why don't we do a little tour of the studio? Let's hop around and show people, the setup and what we got going on here. Yeah. So this is the back view. What's up? So, some of the yeah. I'm talking about on that one. So we got a bunch of different gear today for us to play with. You know what I'm saying? We have a Moog Sub 37. We have a Moog grandmother here on mute because of all the noise.
Ski records here a lot.
Yeah, I'm sure you guys have seen photos of this space. The home team be recording here a lot. Ski Master Slump God, me and DJ Scheme working on all our albums here. So it's lit. It's a vibe. If you see up here, we got a little Juno situation. And if I kind of move out of the way, you can see we got some guitars to mess around with today. So what we're going to do is first we're going to go over some, our main focus is going to be on microphones, like microphone techniques, vocal chains, and we really want to target like an at-home setup. You guys are all at home, cooped up during quarantine, and, we're going to find like a nice, affordable setup for everyone to have at home.
Facts.
So, yeah, before we get into anything, what's good with the chat? You know what I'm saying? What's going on in the chat there? So, chat, what we need you to do is we're going to need you to select the color of the studio room.
Speak into the mic more.
Okay. Yeah. So, Wilson, what you got for us? Are we going to poll for the audience? Are we going to do just via the chat? What's good?
It works via chat.
Yeah, in the chat. Okay. Oh, we have it in the chat now. All right. So I'm gonna give you guys a little preview, but let's vote on a color before we get started, because it's always important to set the vibe in the studio. Vote in the chat, and you get to pick what color we're gonna make the vibe. All right. I'm seeing purple, green, purple. Blue for X. I see that. Yeah, we did it. We were doing a little,
This is red.
we were doing a little twirl here. What do we see? I can't see that, Wilson. What do we got going on over there? What's winning?
It's purple's up right now.
It's like purple's up.
Purple versus what? Purple versus blue?
Purple's up on multi.
Oh, purple versus multi? Oh, okay. Oh, yeah.
Yo, the multi's fire.
Oh man.
I say we give them what? 5? What are we at right now? What's the percentage? Who's winning? Multi?
Right now, purple's winning. Purple's still winning.
We're gonna give like
Show them multi.
5 seconds until we pick the color. Is it multi or purple? What's winning? Purple won. Yeah. All right. So we're gonna stick with purple. That looks nice. I'm not mad at that. Shout out Prince. Yeah. All right. So, Frank, let's talk a little bit about microphones. So I think one of the ways that we can kick it off is let's just talk about what the setup is that we have here at the Rolling Loud Studios.
Okay.
We'll talk about a little bit of that, and we'll get straight to it. So, Bryce, why don't we get a little angle on this guy right here? and we can take a look at what we got here.
So for those of you who are watching, Nuri, that's a U87. That's a Neumann classic microphone. Been around since the '60s. Um, Things from all the way from the Beatles till now been recorded on that. Super popular in the studio. A lot of probably your favorite vocalists, favorite songs you've ever heard have been recorded on that mic. So it's always a good choice. Like it's like one of those things you can't go wrong with. Um, but it requires some other pieces that you guys have here.
Yep.
To kind of complement it.
Yeah. So basically, if we have any beginners out there, when you have a microphone, you need to give it some juice with a preamp.
Correct.
And then what we can do after that is we can control that juice a little bit with a compressor. So that's usually a pretty common vocal chain that people will use, and that's what we got set up here. So we have the Neve 1073 500 series.
Yep.
Not hearing.
Okay. And then we got that going into the TubeTech CL1A.
Correct.
Tell me about this. Let's see, because everyone's used to hearing CL1B.
Right.
So tell me about the CL1A.
So for those of our audio people out there, audio producer gang, audio nerds, you've probably heard the term CL1B before. CL1B is a compressor from a company called TubeTech, very popular, very common in big studios. The CL1A, however, is the hand-wired version of that, right? So the CL1B is manufactured in a big factory, and most of it is done with machines, and they put it together. But the CL1A is actually done by hand. So the big difference is that one's hand-wired, so there's a little bit more care, but that also means that they don't all sound the same.
Right.
So if you have a CL1A that sounds dope, like that's your CL1A.
Yeah, that's cool. But it can also kind of maybe work against you if someone's used to CL1B. They come in here and they hear this thing and they say, this might be a little different than what I'm used to.
I mean, I think that requires a kind of really discerning ear. Like you gotta be
you gotta have a crazy ear to know the difference between a CL1B and a CL1A.
If that's the level of hearing that you're at, then you should be at NASA listening to the radar for aliens. So.
Oh, seriously? Yeah. Yeah, that's sick. I'm glad you said that. I've actually been watching a lot about aliens and like how they're using sound and light to get all their info. So that's sick. Cool. Yeah. So I want you to tell me, Frank, a little bit. So okay, I've just going around to different studios, just talking to different artists. This chain seems like it's like a pretty common one, right? The U47 or the U87, the Neve and the CL1B. I feel like is that a new trend? Like, do you feel like that's
not really. Like I said, the mic's been around since that design in particular has been around since the 60s.
What about that chain?
The chain also
itself.
you're talking about that Neve is a 1073, which has been around again since the 60s. So we're talking about technology that's been around for a while. So a lot of people have been using it. I think it's really popular in hip hop.
Okay.
Like a lot more right now. Because I think over the years, like people actually started going to bigger studios, caring about what the process was, the chain, and then it became more demanding. So people are kind of used to seeing it.
Mic volume's a little bit up.
Okay.
Yeah. So that chain is actually really, really popular. And it's something that also you'll find in a lot of studios. So not only is it popular, but it's common. So most big studios you go to, they're going to have a U87. They're going to have a 1073, and they probably most likely either have a TubeTech or an LA2A, which is another piece of gear that's pretty popular. So
basically, like you're saying, like kind of the artists and just hip hop culture as they kind of progressed in the sound, like in their more experience, like getting more popular, having that access to new gear, new studios. Cool. So like, I feel like when I was first starting in like hip hop, what I heard a lot about was, and I think Tarek, this might be your favorite preamp. What is it? Your favorite preamp? Come on.
Is it a Focusrite?
No. Your favorite preamp. You're like, I want this.
The Avalon?
Yeah, the Avalon. Okay, yeah. So, Frank, tell us about the Avalon.
So a lot of you guys,
and how come it's not there? It's not the thing anymore.
It's not. It's
and what happened there? Yeah, tell us.
The Avalon was something like early 2000s. Company called Avalon Designs. I think the preamp actually came out in the probably mid 90s. Super popular, super clean. Like you guys got to remember, like what we record to today has gone through different iterations, right? So like we went from recording on tape and going through a big console to then recording in the computer, right? When we moved into the computer, a lot of that sauce that you got from the analog equipment, you didn't have it anymore. So people were looking for things to give them that that texture, that color. So the Avalon came around. It was all tube, which is a type of electronics, can be tube or they can be transistor. It was all tube. It had this warm, clean sound that people really liked, and it just became the de facto. Like much like things come in and out of style with like fashion. Studio equipment is the same. So things come in and out of style. Obviously, the classics always work. You can always throw on a pair of Chucks.
Yeah. So is it out of style? Is the Avalon out of style? Should we?
It's not that it's out of style.
If you pull up and they were like, "Yo, we have an Avalon," are you gonna be like, "Do you have anything else?" Like, is that
most of the time? Yeah,
You're gonna ask that.
They're gonna ask, like, because it's just not the thing anymore.
Right.
People. And plus, it was like an all-in-one box. Like it was all on one thing. You controlled it, however, but people wanted more options, and it benefits the studio to have what the setup here is, which is like options. You can use this or you can't use this. Whereas the Avalon, it was like, we're all in. But for a long time, like the Avalon was it. Like if you went to the studio and they didn't have Avalon, you were like, "Where's the Avalon?"
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like, can I rent one? Can we go to another studio? If you
that sounds like a conversation that we had recently, Tarek, about this room, huh?
Yeah.
He's like, "Where's the Avalon?" I'm like, "That's not the one anymore, Tarek."
Yeah. So
He's
if you
like,
were used to going to studios for a while, like you were
Yeah.
used to seeing the Avalon, and then it became like the thing, like with U87 and the Avalon, where now it's like it's changed again.
Any memorable vocal chains that you know about from any specific artist? Like I feel like I remember hearing back in the day, like, oh, Biggie recorded on the Avalon, like you got the the U87 Avalon.
So
any like popular chains that everyone's like, oh yeah. Like,
so there's a microphone. Obviously Neumann, the company that makes that, they make a couple of other mics. They have a U47,
yes,
which is like the bigger brother. And
is
then
that tube?
Well, there's a tube version and there's a non-tube
okay.
version. The tube version is obviously more expensive. It's the more sought after version. And if you could find one, because they don't really make them, vintage one, you're looking at around 10 racks for the mic.
T, add that to the bill.
But there's another microphone that's associated with like the whole Telefunken Neumann vibe, which is the Elam 251. And then it's Elam 251 to the Neve to the CL1B. And I know for a fact that is Chris Brown's vocal chain.
Nice.
Yeah. So that's pretty
Say it
dope.
again. The chain.
The Elam 251 to the Neve to the CL1B.
Oh, okay, sick.
So that's a really nice and expensive chain. Super clean. And then a lot of artists nowadays like to use the different mic called the Sony C800, which is
that was gonna be my next question for you. That's all I hear. And I want you to tell me this, since you have such a history in being an engineer in hip hop culture, but I feel like lately, like these artists really know their stuff. Like I have seen artists walk into the studio and be like, "Oh, they got the 87 and the Neve. Like I'm good. This is the same setup I have at home." And I'm just like, man, like I feel like everyone is leveled up and like cared about that. Was that happening in the early days? Did they care, like, or did it take the culture to get that experience?
I think that, well, first of all, to answer your question, some people did care and some people didn't.
Okay.
Some people were just like, "Yo, just record me."
Yeah, it's just the vibe. Yeah.
When I came, I've been doing this for 20 years. So when I started, like, this area was like the engineer's domain, and most people wouldn't even like come near the board.
They wouldn't ask
They would be like, "Yo,
questions,
can you just like fix it?" Like, and you just did it, and then it was kind of like your discretion.
It's by ear, basically, everything.
But nowadays, like everybody, because of the computer, everybody knows a little bit or knows enough to get it done. So then they kind of get an interest in it, and then they figure out what's the best way to do their thing. So you're right. Like a lot of artists, do know what mic, because their voice is their instrument, and they know when they sound the best.
Yeah, absolutely.
And they're always going to want that.
Yeah.
So once they find that thing, they're like, "Yo, this is my chain." And then it trickles down, because then you find out, like right now, I was like, "Yo, that's Chris Brown's vocal chain." If somebody is an artist or R&B singer, and they're like, "Yo, all my vocals sound like Chris Brown."
Right.
Now you have like a template, like, "Yo, I can kind of try to do this and then get close, and then maybe I'll adjust something. But I'm in the ballpark.
And you might learn like, hey, I don't have Chris Brown's range because this mic doesn't sound good on my voice. You know, like, oh, like I thought, you know. So I think that's great. Yeah,
exactly.
So, you know, since we are kind of talking about like, you know, these top of the line chains, let's give the people at home an affordable chain.
I mean, I see somebody in the chat talking about he got a Scarlet. Like, don't be upset about that, because the reality is, and this is for all of y'all out there, like, we've been making recording equipment for so long that even stuff that's like $200 has benefited from technology that just trickled down to it.
Yeah. So, and whoever's using the Scarlet, guess what we're using to get our audio over to Twitch? Scarlet.
Exactly.
Granted, we do have a UAD system here in the studio, right? And we have it all set up. But what we did is we duplicated the audio, so we actually are hearing ourselves through the speakers, right? When we go to make some beats, we're gonna jam out. But yeah, you guys are ultimately getting captured by Scarlet. So
exactly. So you know, all that stuff helps, just like the quality, the fidelity of all that's coming through. So you guys don't. You know, I love saying this, is like, you don't need to be in a room like this to make your music.
Right.
This is great, and what this does is it facilitates all of that, but it doesn't mean that you can't get it done on your own.
And it facilitates a vibe, and that's important.
That's probably the most important thing, is the ability for us to sit here, to collaborate, you know, and kind of catch a vibe off each other, as opposed to everybody just sitting in their crib zooming it.
Exactly.
It's a little bit different. As far as mics, there's a lot of options out there.
Let's go on the browser, right? Should we look at some stuff online?
I want to show you guys a couple of things.
So should I go to Vintage King? What do you think?
You can go to Vintage King or Sweetwater, whoever's gonna send me that check.
Right? I like that. Yeah, right? Like
I'm not joking, Vintage King.
Yeah, seriously. We're gonna get that. How many viewers are on it? That's what I'm talking about. All right, so
let's just start off.
Vintage. It's Vintage King?
Yeah, Vintage King.
Not
so this
Kings?
is just
I don't want to go there. That's scary.
This computer that's controlling it?
Boom. All right, so you know, so real quick, just the first one I want to show you guys. We talked about the U87. There's a company out there called Warm Audio, and they make something called the WA87. It's a
What am I typing? WAA87?
WA87.
WA87.
Boom. And
this guy.
Yep. So here is a $600 version of this U87. Now the actual U87 costs about $3,000. This is a $600 version. The difference is, obviously, these are machine parts. It's made in China. You know, it's made with a lot cheaper parts. However,
it looks like
sonically, it's a great sounding mic. And if you don't have 20 years recording, and I put them both side to side, you wouldn't know there's a difference.
Really?
Yeah.
So, especially if you stick it through a nice chain too.
Exactly. You put it through. You know, you spend a little bit of money on your chain, you know, your preamp and a compressor or whatever else you want to run it through, and you could actually get a great vocal. The reason I know this is because we have one of each, and I've put them up against each other, and we, you know.
So if you had to choose of dropping your money on the microphone or on the preamp, which one are you dropping the more cash? So let's say you have 1,500. You're gonna drop 5 on one and 1,000 on the other one.
I would spend more money on the microphone.
Okay.
Because for the simple fact that if it's a great microphone and the preamp is okay, it'll still sound good. Whereas vice versa, like the preamp's not gonna make the mic sound better.
Right.
You know, you want to start with the best source possible and then go from there. You know what I'm saying?
Cool. All right, kids. So go talk to your parents. Let's get $1,000. So what we got going on in the chat? Does anyone have? Can you guys tell me maybe in the chat what you guys are working with? Any microphones?
Yeah.
Like, why don't you guys let us know or ask us? Like, hey, I have this microphone. Like, is that okay? Or this is my chain. Like, what do you guys think about that? Like, feel free to drop that in there.
I said treat yourself.
Yeah.
That he dropped the bar though. He said you're gonna spend $600 on 2 pairs of Jordans anyway. That's true.
Yo, that's
and
facts,
you might actually make money from recording.
Yeah.
So
Seriously.
yeah,
I mean, hey, you put the song up on TuneCore over a few years, it'll
Exactly.
definitely make that back.
exactly.
I mean, especially even just you listening it to yourself, your own track, you
Yeah.
pay yourself back. Oh
I
man.
also like while we're waiting for people to kind of put stuff in there, I want to say that the mic that we're speaking through right now, these SM7Bs, you'll see them a lot on podcasts, radio shows. They're really popular. I think this mic's like $300, and it's a great microphone. Fun fact: this is the microphone from Thriller.
Oh shit. Nice. He recorded on
He
the SM7B.
he recorded on a SM7B through a Neve 1073.
Ah, so we got the Michael Jackson chain.
We got the Michael
Oh,
Jackson chain.
come
right now.
on. I'm talking about you.
Wait, so if this is a Michael Jackson, hold on. Nah, man, that ain't it.
Nah, it's like,
Yeah, but that this is somebody asked what it's called. It's called a Shure SM7B, and you know it's about $300. If you know you're in your town, you can go on the your local Craigslist offer up, probably pick one up for a little bit less. But this is a great place to start if you don't want to, if you can't spend the 600 or you're just starting out. It's just a great option.
Someone says, does it matter what mic you use for R&B and hip hop?
It does. It's not. I wouldn't say necessarily the genre. I think it depends on the artist, like the person's voice. Like you, as an engineer, when I'm in the studio, and if it's like a nice studio and they have a nice selection of microphones, I will literally put the artist in the booth and I'll just say like, just sing something, and I just listen to that person's voice and also listen to it in the room, and then figure out where's the best place to put them, and then what would be the best mic choice, and then figure out the chain from there.
Yeah. Hey, so someone says, why buy a $600 mic when you can buy $50 Apple earbuds?
No,
Honestly, bro,
actually,
I'm with you, man.
I'm gonna answer that question for you.
He will, and really quick, I just want to read. He says, "I'm just playing. I use my mic all the time, or my earbuds, like the Apple one, because the mic is really good. No cap." I agree with you, man.
Listen,
I really
I'm
do.
gonna first of all, I'm all for just getting it done. So
Absolutely,
like if
yeah,
all you
that's
got
stud
is
number
earbuds,
one.
like
Yeah.
just get it done. Like
If all you have is your laptop and you have the verse or the melody or whatever, record it ASAP. That's
exactly, just
always important.
get it
Yeah.
done. Voice notes, however you got to get it
Yeah,
done.
that's
Uh,
the most important.
now
thing.
I will say this about AirPods is that AirPods are Bluetooth, and whenever you have a Bluetooth device, Bluetooth compresses the audio so that it can travel over the air.
Yeah.
So you lose quality. So over time, it won't sound as good, and then when you try to like compress it and EQ it in the mix, it just starts to sound harsh.
But the wired ones, like, like not this is obviously a little dongle, but like when it's the AirPod or the Apple headphones that have this guy on the other end,
Then that's a little bit better because it's not going through that. But then again, like look at the size of this microphone.
I know,
The reason that we can pick up low end on this microphone from people's voices, like if you got your Barry White on, is because of the size of the microphone.
Yep.
When you're dealing with that little microphone on your headphones, it's just not.
And I'm glad you said that because, well, that makes sense. That why all the like if I'm doing like a little falsetto vibe, the falsetto works, right? Because it's a small and it's not really picking up the low end. So if I'm hitting like I'm doing something like
it works perfect.
It's gonna be fine. Yeah.
Somebody asked about affordable. Oh, he said, how does the audio interface impact the chain? What is an affordable audio interface that will give me the most bang for my buck?
I like that. Let's go into interfaces.
That's a great question.
Yeah.
So the first part of the question was, will it impact? Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
Your interface is essentially converting the audio signal from here, which is just voltage, just electricity, into actual digital ones and zeros that the computer can read. So that process is done inside your interface, and the better your interface, the better the conversion, the better the sound are going to be. However, knowing that we're budget conscious, I always recommend any of those Scarlett Focusrite joints. They're great for the price.
And I think they're all like they're all pretty. Would you say like the preamps in them are
great,
and they're all the same depending, and the different models are just based on like how many inputs and outputs you need.
That
right?
and as they get a little bit more expensive, the quality of the preamp goes up.
Okay.
Like the components, but like their entry level ones, I think they have like a $99 one. They have like a one channel Scarlett.
Like right boom. Here. Look at that pack.
What is that? $250?
Yeah.
Trust me, you can get it done with this.
And what do we have here? The Audio Technica
That's,
ATM20. Oh no, that's the headphones. AT2020.
The 2020. So actually, we spoke about like kind of mics that that I would pick, and
Mhm.
and I remember if you on the list I sent you, I actually put the big brother of this, which is the 4040,
Yeah.
which I think is just a little bit more. It's not even that much.
And there's a 4050.
There's a
too?
4050.
Right. I remember that one from back in the day.
So
I like the
like
4050.
those mics are great. They're entry level. They sound good. If you're entry level, you're just starting out. You're trying to figure out how to get it done. This is a great option. Christmas is right around the corner. Forget the PS5. Get yourself.
Yeah, seriously, yeah, like PS5, like get creative, man, get inspired, like that's it. So if someone's like, man, like I'm at the I need the most simplest package.
These are great.
This would be a great
is perfect.
offer.
You
So
got a
if
set
you're
of
out there
headphones?
and you got $240 and you got some ideas in your head and you're willing to drop them, we should recommend this to them.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
I recommend this like
Sick.
stuff all the time. So somebody asked, I'm trying to start out in the music and have to produce my own music, and I notice I couldn't read the rest of it. What did
Yeah,
you
scroll up a
notice?
little bit, Wilson.
Scroll up.
It said, I noticed the quality. I think he said, I noticed the quality is not very good. It was very, yeah. Okay, which do you think would be the best one? I'm trying to.
So
produce
I
my
think
music.
that's Jundi 14, right?
Yeah. Which
uh,
mic do you think would be the best one? So honestly, man, from a budget perspective, the answer would be this little
I
guy.
think so.
If you're on an ultimate budget, and then obviously, some of the other stuff that we talked about earlier, we'll get you to a higher price. Yeah.
Yeah. And like, and then this is great because you have everything you need. Now later, and then
can
what's
scroll
cool
down,
about this is that if later on you're like, you want to buy a separate preamp, you want to get the Neve, or you get the budget for a compressor, all this stuff, you can still add it before this in the chain,
Mm-hmm.
and you can still
Beef
keep
that
using
up.
that.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You could beef that up. Yeah.
Exactly.
So if someone did buy this, right, and then they're like, okay, I got a little bit more money, you would tell them to buy a preamp,
I would tell them to buy a preamp.
not replace the microphone.
No, I
Mm.
would say, because that mic actually is really
It's
good.
doing its thing, yeah.
It's if you tell me, Frank, I got 10 grand,
Yeah,
I'm gonna be
we're
like,
having a
okay,
different
we're gonna start from
conversation.
scratch. But if you're like, yo, I got an extra $300,
Yeah,
I would
this
say,
is it.
okay, go
This
get
is
yourself
it.
a preamp. And then when you feel like I need to upgrade a little bit more, then upgrade the mic. But at least now you've got a preamp that's decent and is punching above the microphone.
Okay.
So-
sick. So we're about halfway. We're about like 30 minutes in. We're gonna get to making some music.
Yeah,
soon.
let's do it.
I'm seeing great questions on the chat, and we're gonna definitely come back and touch on a lot of these subjects on our later episodes. Like, we're focusing on microphones today. Obviously, we're touching on other little things, but we can always go back and do some deep dives and stuff. So keep the chat lit. Throw your questions in there. We'll go back and see what you guys got going on. Cool.
All
So
We're gonna mic some stuff up. You're gonna move.
yeah, let's mic some stuff up and let's get this going. So first, I forgot to get this going right here. So let's put.
While you're doing that, somebody asked, what would it be cheaper, going to a studio or buying the best mic? I mean, I think that it depends on how much you have to record. Yeah, like if you only have to record a couple of lines, then it'll probably be cheaper to go to the studio and just get it done. But if you have to record albums worth of music, it's gonna add up. Now, you want to talk about
Yeah,
it?
go ahead.
I feel like if you're about to decide between booking studio time and buying shit, you got to really decide, like, am I willing to put in the work to record myself and learn how to do it?
'Cause
Because that
that's
shit is
time
mad
consuming.
frustrating when you're
It
not
is.
getting the same type of take you get at the studio.
And the learning curve.
Yeah, they're gonna take like months to really get it right.
Absolutely.
So you got to be willing to put in that work. Otherwise, just save up for the studio.
I
every time.
always tell people that sometimes they'll be like, yo, I want to learn how to do Ableton so I can make my own beats. And I'm like, you realize that you're going to stop your creative process for the next X amount of months while you learn Ableton,
Yeah.
which you could have just,
Yeah.
hooked up with a producer locally and try to get some
Yeah.
beats from them.
And like, you know, we're gonna touch on this a lot throughout these shows. We're not gonna we could talk about this for hours, but it's the vibe is the number one most important thing. So
Yeah.
you can go to the studio with the best equipment in the world, and your vibe is off. Guess what's not coming out? Your best lyrics, your best vocal take, your energy, all that's gonna be off, and that's nothing compared to like having the right energy. So like, I think it. Like even bigger artists like are, I think it was like Lil Baby was like, yo, like he posted a picture on Instagram like, yo, I'm in the hood like recording. Like I'm at my homies and we got the mic set up in the closet. You know what I'm saying? Cause that reminds them of their days.
Starting out.
Yeah, that was Lil Baby, right? Yeah. So it's just like that's one of the most streamed artists right now, and you guys are listening to his hits recorded at his homie's crib.
Yeah,
You
the
know what I'm
vibe, the comfort that they feel in that space. Maybe they did. I work with artists that will only work at specific studios.
Yeah.
And I'll be like, yo, we're going to this room? No? Yeah, no.
And the other conversation that we could have right at an in-depth is, okay, you can have the best equipment in the world, but if your engineer doesn't know how to mix it, it's a wrap.
That's a whole nother.
That's a
show.
whole nother episode, right? And that's like, also like, and it goes the other way around, right? You can have really terrible recordings and give it to a good engineer, and you're gonna be like, oh wow, like
Yeah.
I didn't think that this
It's
possible.
it's all it's like
Yeah, right?
it's like a factory. Every person that touches it impacts it in some way, shape, or form.
Mm-hmm.
So it's all
Absolutely.
it's all relevant.
Cool.
We'll tell WAP TV that's a whole nother episode.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
What does it say? I would really like a stream on you talking about setting up the mic and speakers and all that during the Rolling Loud Fest and all that process. Ooh, that's interesting.
That's a great question.
Yeah, like a little live sound scenario. Yeah, that's cool.
That's like a team vibe.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So before we play around with the mic, we need some more followers. So follow us on Twitch. And if you're following and subscribing, okay, subscribe, follow, and let's help set the vibe. We're about to bust out. We're about to look at the mic. We're gonna talk about recording some vocals. We're also gonna get into recording some guitar. We're gonna make some music as well. We haven't forgot about that. So why don't we change the color of the room real quick? We had purple. Why don't you guys tell us in the chat?
Was the front runner
Yeah,
after
right?
purple?
Let's. You think I switched to multi?
I think the room is screaming
You want to
multi.
design? Tarek, you want to design our multi?
Nah, do the Tarek palette.
I don't remember the Tarek palette.
What we had yesterday was
I know. Someone did. I think Tyler did that. He's good.
It's like the green and the red.
Somebody said Heat win. Did they win? Is over?
Oh, man.
My guys.
Oh, yes. Yeah, I felt great from that, too. Okay. Yeah, thank you for the sub, man.
Yeah,
thank you for that
good
sub.
looking.
When you get... Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Every time there's an I feel great, I'm a... right after that. 2 sub.
Thank you,
I
King
didn't read it
Fifth. I
fast
didn't see your
enough. Yeah,
name.
it's like King Justin, but we're not with...
Good looking out though. You know who
Hieroglyphics.
you are. Young Brad
They're
9.
testing me now. Sub and see if you get some gunshots.
Gunshot.
Okay. Okay, cool. So everyone's saying, yeah, it's on. You can play it, T. All right, so so everyone's saying multi. What's the percentage? The multi is winning. All right. All right, so I'm gonna ask one more question. Whoever answered first in the chat is the winner. Should I design the multi or should Tarek design the multi?
Oof.
3, 2, 1. Chat. Let's go. I see multi. I'm looking for the word Nuri or Tarek. Once I see that, you know what I'm saying. You.
Isaac said you.
Nah, but I said Nuri. All right, here it goes. So let's start with the cloud.
I think it's
Boom.
You had like a
Vibes.
sunset vibe like that,
Damn.
and then we had like a little center cloud. Let's get the center cloud going.
Vibes by Nuri.
We need a gradient.
If you guys need
Oh,
somebody to come to
yeah.
your studio and set your vibes,
yeah.
Nuri has a special vibes pack that he will be releasing. It's a light pack.
Hey, shout out to official Isaac. Just subscribe, my dog. When kids subscribe, all right. Hold on. Let's finish the vibe. We're gonna do mid room. Hold up. Mid room a little. Oh, I skipped one. And we need to do.
Can y'all see what's going on right now?
Back ceiling. It's kind of hard, right, on the cameras to like notice the color change. That's why I was like kind of against multi, but we gonna get it right. Just go blue, right? Someone asked for that earlier. They wanted the jaw blue.
Somebody said we need to take a trip to the home of the Moog.
Yes, we do.
CKW518. You live there?
Where is that? Where does Moog from?
Oh, it's like in the west, like
I don't know.
it's not Michigan. It's like
I thought it was like South Carolina. or
someone
something like
answer that.
Asheville. Boom.
Asheville,
I knew I was
yeah.
in my Smoky Mountain area. Shout out to Gatlinburg.
Shout out to Moog. And the other we're gonna have the Moog conversation one day. We're not gonna have that right now, but that's that's definitely gonna happen, and I have my answer for that. So, all right, cool. So we got a little multi situation. We kind of did like a little gradient. Let's cool.
I like it.
Let's cool it off at the bottom. Gradient vibes. All right, yeah. All right, so Frank, let's just get straight to
All right, let's
guitar.
What do you want to do? Guitar?
Yeah, a guitar.
Okay,
miking
so we're
technique.
gonna use the 87. We're gonna set it up on this guitar right here, on the amp, and we're gonna actually use it to record.
I think no amp.
No amp. Oh, we're gonna do acoustic. Oh, perfect. So should we like bring it over here some?
Yeah, that's what I'm
All right, Nerdy's gonna bring it over here, and I'm gonna walk you guys through a couple of like just kind of like tips when you're recording like acoustic guitar. So if some of you are interested, you're out there, you're a singer songwriter, you want to get different types of tones. I'm gonna give you guys a couple of quick tips. So Nuri's dropping the mic a little bit, gonna put it at a height, and then we're gonna talk about positioning and talking about the artist and everything. So he said the inventor used to live next to his uncle. All right, bet.
All right.
All right, cool.
Yeah. So
So can they see this? Can they kind of? Is that other scene over there?
yeah, maybe we can get it zoomed in.
Maybe if I move this like here.
If you want, Frank, you can sit here.
Oh, boom. We're gonna. I want.
You
no,
can
you
sit.
sit.
Okay.
You sit
The
because I
problem
want.
is that this screen is blocking me.
Oh, that's all right.
So can you see that? Can you see something? Oh, I see Nuri. And
If anything, Bryce, we could get that
can
camera.
this one zoom out of it?
Yeah, it could angle down. You have to loosen it, Tarek. It's like on the yeah.
Or this one? Which one is the loosening?
Okay.
And while
We'll
we're
move
doing
this
that,
guy.
guys,
Yeah.
just hang tight.
Hang tight. We're gonna set up some microphones. So we're gonna start with the guitar, okay, chat, and then afterwards we're gonna have you guys help me pick out what instruments we're gonna get into next. We got the I don't know if people weren't here earlier. We got a Moog Sub 37, the Moog Grandmother, a little Juno DS.
There you go. All right.
Boom.
All right, cool. So, can they hear me? Yeah, they should be able to hear me. I know it'll be a little bit low. They're picking them up from the other mics, but I
Here.
just want to. No, it's cool. You just, there you go. All right, cool. So, when you guys are when you're recording, something really important. Can they hear me?
I'm gonna.
Oh, I'm gonna raise this. There we go. Bring it up.
Should we go off the condenser and just mute?
Nah, cause it might.
Well, I'll mute like the speakers.
Nah, we should be
Okay.
good. They should hear me now. All right, guys. So, just really quick, whenever you're recording with a mic like this,
Yeah, we're good now.
Thank you.
you want to make sure that the front of the mic is pointing at what you're trying to record. And I know it sounds stupid, but it happens all the time. So there's a indicator of what the front of the mic is, and usually the logo of the mic is on the front, so that you know where to point it. When you're recording guitar, one of the biggest misconceptions is people point the microphone at the hole in the guitar. on an acoustic, and that's actually probably one of the worst places to point the mic because you get a lot of air and it ends up being like really muddy and bassy. So to avoid that, I'm gonna turn you a little bit this way, Nuri. Boom. What we do is we set the mic up kind of at an angle like this from the guitar, and we point the front of the microphone around the 11th or 12th fret, which is around here on the neck of the guitar. So once you got that, you're gonna get a nice clean sound, and then you also get some of those cool squeaks that you hear on acoustic guitar. So I think we're okay right there if you wanna set it up.
So if we want to get the chat to see or to hear the guitar direct right now, what we could do is we can like turn that down.
Yep.
And then I can do. Oh, that was scary. All right, so yeah, and they can hear me because we can see. Yep. So, chat, do you guys hear this?
Sick. I think we're good.
All right. So, should we track?
Yeah, let's record something.
All right, yeah, let's record. So, I want to hear a click. So, I'm going to get a headphone to monitor. Yeah, I think I have some too.
So, this is pretty much recording. This is kind of the things we have to go through. So, here you go. Boom. Some headphones.
Sick.
I always keep headphones in a bag.
I think I
Y'all
should
thought
be.
the studio was fun.
It's work.
Think again.
Yeah.
It's
No, like
actually
sometimes
a lot
it
of work and
takes
a
like
lot of preparation.
I know, just like especially like if you're an engineer, guys, and you're trying to record artists, like you gotta learn how to think before they do and know what they want next and be ready for it. Because if you slow them down, the vibe will be off.
That's as a person who is the engineer, like when you're in that seat, like the session can't slow down because of you. Like you can't be the thing that stops the session from continuing. So you always have to be on your toes and anticipate when things are gonna happen and what people are gonna do. So you just gotta make sure that you're ready and like ask lots of questions. So Nuri and I talked a whole bunch before this, and you can still see like we have hiccups. Like
yeah, like we thought we had it all figured out and we didn't. So it's cool though.
You got your click?
Yeah. So I think, and I might. Luckily for this wireless system, can I get you to track me?
Yeah.
Will you do the honors?
Yeah.
Let me get you this thing.
Is there
I don't have a keyboard shortcut for record, but I can make one for you really quick. Just Command K.
Oh.
Yeah. So, let's do like a mini tutorial. You can in Ableton.
Oh yeah, in Ableton you can create like shortcuts on the fly. So right now he's gonna select that button, and I'm gonna hit a key here. And I think I can press the number 9.
Yep, so I'm going to click it and 9.
Boom.
And I'm not going to lie, I'm kind of disappointed in Ableton for not having a shortcut key for record. Like, come on.
You know what's something that I know this is not an Ableton tutorial, but something that somebody showed me a long time ago that I always do when I'm in Ableton is I set up a marker on bar 1, and then I make that a quick key. So when I have to go back to 1, I just hit
oh my
that.
god. Well, you know, I learned a new technique, and it's function left arrow gets you back to 1.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
Yeah, I googled
I
that
learned
yesterday.
that thing, and I'm always making the question mark, and I go boop, and it just takes me right back to the beginning.
I don't know how, but somehow on my laptop, enter brings me back, and nowhere else does it do that. But,
so you said function down? It's not working.
all right, so I think we're gonna do like I'm feeling like a 150 tempo, but we'll see if I'm good enough on the guitar to play at 150. It's been a while. Yo, my 12-year-old, like my 13-year-old self is looking at me right now being like,
So
dude,
disappointed.
I'm so disappointed in you. You were so fired like at 13 and like you just stopped like to do what? To play the electronic drums?
Chill
That's
out,
literally
B.
what I did.
Chill out, B. You doing all right,
Yeah.
King. Come on, King.
And look, we both got, that works, right? Okay, yeah, so we both have a mouse just in case. All right. So, yeah, let's see what that tempo feels
Hey, if y'all
like.
see me being slow on Ableton, it's because I'm a Pro Tools guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, go to that one.
Alright, that's too fast.
Too bad.
Let's do like 140, but we'll speed it up later. And so that's a trick, y'all.
Yeah.
If you're
absolutely.
not as good, let's say you're playing something on the piano and you're like, yo, it's too fast. Slow it down and speed it up. And then we're gonna talk a little bit about that too. Like, you know, I'm gonna ask you, like, I feel like there's a difference between recording it slow and speeding up versus recording it fast and slowing down.
Absolutely.
Huge difference.
Absolutely.
And not that there's anything wrong with either of them. It's just knowing about when you can and can't get away with it. And you'll be surprised that a lot of times it's just by ear, guys. A lot of what we do is by ear.
Facts.
And what sounds good. So, all right. So let's chat. Oop. Give me at 130. I'm telling you.
And this is what it is, guys. If you're going through this and it's just, and there's days where you're gonna come in and you're gonna nail it, and then there's a day that you're gonna come in and you're gonna be like, what the?
Yeah, like I was in some pretty interesting sessions the past couple of weeks with some really experienced musicians, and I'm watching them, just work towards getting it. Like it takes a while, like.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Practice.
And like, can I sit here and play something that I'm comfortable with? So it's like, I'm gonna rip it off rip, of course. Like, and that's like a problem I have with myself as a producer is like I stick to what's easy for me to play because like, Twitch is watching, everyone in the room's got like a vibe. Like, am I taking too long? And it's so important, guys, for you guys to get all that out of your head, not
through your
care about,
process.
and just do what you got to do. If it takes you 20 takes to take it, y'all are gonna see that right now. Let's do it. Oops. Play it easier. Let's do. All right. All right, whatever. Freestyle a little bit.
I think the massage did it.
It did. It really did. The massage.
I started
totally did.
massaging Nuri. It started sounding
Yeah.
clean.
Well, really, what happened is I'm struggling to hit this F, and like it's just because I haven't been practicing, and so like changing chords to this is hard for me. So we're gonna cheat today, and I'm gonna punch the F. That's what we're gonna do.
So you just wanna, do you want to record it afterwards?
Let's-
So here's the interesting thing, like what's happening right now. Like, if this was like a recording session that I was engineer, first of all, I'd be in Pro Tools,
Right.
and it'd be different. So, but I know like when you're recording, you're already thinking like that's the part I'm gonna loop.
Yes.
I have those same thoughts, but they might not be the same as Nuri's. So
Right. You might have found a better spot than
or
me,
I
yeah.
just a different spot that I would have been like, oh, that part.
Lower your mic stand.
Oh yeah, your mic's a little bit.
Blocking your face.
This one?
Oh, it's blocking my face. Lit. Cool. All right. I
So
could
do you
probably
just
turn
want to
this.
just grab it from right there, and then I'll
What,
give
like-
you back the keyboard, and you can chop it up.
Oh, okay, yeah. You mean like just listen back and let's pick a good spot for
Or
it?
do you, no, but do you want to do that other part? The last part that you said you wanted to punch?
Oh yeah, let's pick the part first. Let's pick the good loop, and then I'm gonna punch in like the F, because basically what I did, and then, but I really should be gone. So
Okay.
I'm just gonna
Okay.
cross that thing.
So I'm gonna take this out of record, and I'm gonna play this. Turn the speakers up.
Okay, bet.
Let's do it.
Hold on. Let me make sure that on this guy we're muted so we don't get any feedback. Yep. We are. Okay, cool. So wait, what'd you say? What'd you want me to do?
No, we just play it. Let's listen and then
Okay,
figure
go.
out the best part.
Go.
Let's do it. And then turn the speakers up.
That's what you said. See the keyboard?
Oops.
Play it easier. I came in early like that. All right. So, Frank, let me move this here while I edit. So, Frank, I'm gonna do some stuff on the screen, and
Yeah.
sometimes I feel guilty about doing it.
While the artist is in the room.
No, just in general from
Oh.
like an audio engineering perspective, right? And I want you to tell me, because basically what we're gonna do is we're gonna get here in Ableton, and we're gonna do a bunch of warping, right? Because I didn't play it perfectly. Now we're not gonna warp it too much because we want to keep some of the live
Right.
characteristics, right? That's the beauty of it. Not make it too robotic, but certain things are just
It's
unacceptable.
bothering. No, I mean sometimes it's just stuff that bothers you.
Yeah,
You know
yeah,
what I'm
exactly.
saying? Like it's just like
And then it becomes personal preference, right? Someone's
Exactly.
like, "Oh, I actually like that,"
right.
you know. So
So Nuri's just getting his one on time.
yeah, but
But
the
you know
one was
what?
off, so it's gonna be crazy. Watch.
So I think
Yeah. This is gonna be fun. All right, like that. All right, so this is what I want you to tell me about. I'm putting a warp marker and I'm doing this.
Mhm.
How bad is that? Okay, so I go to Complex Pro, obviously, right? Format, so envelope all the way up. That's like usually.
So
the way I
Complex
do it.
Pro gives you the best version of the warp. It's obviously the most intensive processor wise. So those of you guys who are out there doing warps on Ableton, it's great. It's better, but it's gonna be a little bit tougher on your computer.
Okay, because my thing too was like I always felt like, okay, when you're dealing with audio, it's the least impactful to your computer from the sense of like if I have a crazy like Omnisphere up, right? So
Yeah,
but you're saying, hey, if I got 20 tracks, warp that Pro, it's gonna affect my
impact. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
It's just more math
Yep.
for the computer.
All right, so oh, this is not on the one. That's what's going on. Messed up on that one.
There, yeah.
Let's chop it up here. So like right now, what's going through my head is, do I do a better take? You know, and like honestly,
I think sometimes it's just easier.
I get more pleasure out of doing this.
Still.
No. All right.
You guys are watching the sausage be made. Like,
I can't believe I'm doing this in front of people. You guys are. All right. So basically, what I'm doing here is I'm like putting a warp marker. So I'm forcing this thing to stay. And look, I actually messed up, but I'm gonna leave that. The one is off.
I think it works though. It gave
It
it like
works.
a little bit of a bounce.
Yeah. Damn, I sucked that bad. Y'all, the chat, y'all didn't stop me. Hold on.
This is usually happening by yourself.
Yeah. All right, I'm happy
Oh.
with that.
Yep. There it
We're
is.
rocking. This is one small portion of many. All right, so. All right, so let's get rid of this. Let's bring this guy up front. Let's loop him up. And then I did a cool little section after I started freestyling.
There Yeah.
That's hard. Yeah. Flip that around. Yeah. Okay. Yes. Fuck. Alright.
Nuri trying to get that Rosalia money.
Yo, she's so fire. Huh. Why does that make sense? But it's only 3. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna do all y'all a favor and bring this metronome way down. I wouldn't be surprised if we lost some people due to that thing. Hold up. All right, I like this right here. I messed up, but it's actually like a cool little thing. Listen. Yeah. Yes, sir. Okay, lit. All right, so let's get these guys. Now, chat, why don't y'all start getting ready?
Yo, that dude's right. Polo G type.
Polo G type beat. Oh, Roddy Rich type beat. Okay, yeah.
Both of them.
Yeah, I'm talking about somebody called Roddy Rich. Yeah, go on IG, go on Twitter right now and tell them to watch me as they make their next hit. All right, so. All right, so let's do like this. I'm gonna do like a mini jam session. So I'm gonna do. Let's get like. I hate when Ableton does this. Doesn't let me go farther. Let's do 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yo, Bryce. Still like 200.
So let's do. Oh.
Yo, you retained like a core viewership.
Really? What? How many people we got?
I don't want to tell you. So
Okay, bet. Yeah.
But
Retain- we
there's
retain it.
retention.
There's retention. Thank you, everyone, for the retention. Shout out to y'all. Let's. Wrong one. Yeah, shout out to everyone.
Its watch time is gonna be crazy.
But all right, so we're looping that. We got what is this? 1, 2 of that, and then let me freestyle a little bit more guitar vibes. I'm gonna do like a little lead.
I think it would be fun if we busted out this guy and you did the electric lead.
Ooh, okay.
So if you guys can, right here, boom. So this is a tiny little guitar amp that you could pick up at any Guitar Center. You could probably order these on Amazon. It costs like $20, and if you play electric guitar, you can plug into this thing. So we're gonna actually plug the electric into there, and then we'll use the same Neumann to record this.
Okay, bet.
And then that should be fun.
So I just thought about something.
What?
And this is gonna make everything interesting from here on forward. I don't know. I didn't check the tuning of the guitar at its last. All right. So it sounds fine to me.
This is gonna be
I
interesting.
tuned it last night. But have you ever put auto tune on guitars?
Not auto-tune, but Melodyne.
Okay, you Melodyne.
So I have Melodyne
same,
guitars.
Kind of similar,
Same,
yeah.
same.
But same concept.
But
like
if you're playing a lead, it shouldn't be an issue auto-tuning it because you're playing one note at a time.
Right.
So it should be.
Yeah, the lead. But this.
I mean, it doesn't matter.
That sounds
We
fine.
could, we could just pitch it if anything. Just kind of
Lit, yeah. That's gonna be lit. Yeah, we're in tune. It's okay.
Thank God.
I was like, oh man. Well, I've also played like guitar, because sometimes the guitars be like half step down the whole thing, and then you're just like
Drop D vibes.
yeah. So let's get like that little guitar vibe, right?
So I'm gonna put this right here on this desk.
All right. So we're gonna do it with the condenser.
Yeah, just do it right here. You can probably drop it.
Alex and Alex are going back and forth in the chat.
Is this battery?
Yeah, it's
Battery operated, this little bad boy?
I mean, there's a plug for it, but you could rock the 9-volt.
It's a 9. Oh, you're rocking. Are we rocking the 9-volt?
Yeah.
I feel like that gives it character. Okay, T. T's gonna be a guest producer on the next live from the studio. Just wait.
Ah, I fucked it up. I'm just trying to kill some dead air, you know? Just trying to stunt real quick. Dead air like that.
So this thing distorts pretty well. So it's got a cool little tone.
Yo, he said Mike Dean about to sue y'all for spilling all the pro tips. Hey, that shit gay, Damn, you snapped with that idea.
Yeah, this is cool.
You
Yeah.
guys planned that?
All right, so I don't think the chat can really hear it yet.
I think you got once you put it on input.
I can hear it. It's low.
It's low, yeah.
Yeah, so
So
probably
let's get
lower the
this.
speakers and then
Yep.
yeah, we'll just do
Drop
that
some
vibe.
headphones in.
Yeah.
T, can you? There's a pic,
Yo,
a gray
someone just
pic
asked for a
right there.
beanie reveal.
We'll give you a beanie reveal later, another time. My hair looks crazy. No, the quarantine
cuts.
vibes, quarantine cuts. All right, so yeah, that gray pic. It's like right by that key thing. Yeah.
Here you go, sir.
Thank you. Alright, so. Oh, alright, so. It's coming in kind of hot, right? Into
Probably
the.
just drop the pre a little bit.
Just a little hot, right? Too low.
I like it.
Alright. So. I'm gonna pass this back to you. So I think. Let me turn my headphones up. So I'm also like hearing. I'd like to hear the guitar a little bit louder if possible. Like
This one?
not mine. The acoustic. Yeah. Maybe just throw a compressor on it or something, just to give it some vibes. So obviously we're gonna talk about like what's it called, plugins and all that stuff. But today we rocking straight Ableton stock everything. What's that?
It's just simple. I think it's more like kind of opto.
Oh, I've never used that one.
Yeah.
It's just like a different visualizer to it.
Yeah. It has like a top and a bottom on the threshold.
Go ahead and play like. All right, let me. Also, let's get a guitar tuner for this one. I could go. All right, let me. Also, let's get a guitar tuner for this one. I think this thing is this thing like vibration based. You know?
Try it. Go ahead. There's one.
Oh, you going?
It's all okay. That's the lesson of quarantine. If it sounds good in the chat, please let us know.
Yeah, if it sounds good in the chat, let us know. Let's record. Let's run that back. Also, Frank, I think stop it for a second. All right, let me. I think yeah, let's delete that little guy. And then what I'd like to do is, let's make this a different color, just so I can, from that bar out, one over. Almost. Yeah, right there. Yeah, I know, that's a weird angle. Just let's make that bad boy like green. Almost. Right click on the green part. Yeah. Yeah, there you go. Let's make it red or something. Or yeah, whatever.
Boom.
Okay, and then I think I'm gonna need like more than 2 minutes of jam to get like a solid lick. So
Of this part?
of the green. Yeah. So let's the other thing is there a shuffle? Is there
I
a
think there is a
shut up.
shuffle.
Is there a shuffle
I
mode?
But there is definitely
no.
a shuffle in Ableton. I just don't remember what
Yeah.
it's called.
Okay. So maybe just like you can even put them on separate tracks just for ease right now, and then let's duplicate that out a little bit. Yeah, that's fine.
And then I'll just mute this one for now.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Should we throw a little reverb on there?
On this one?
Let's just like just jack up that one a little bit. Let's see what that. I'm cool with that. We'll tweak it later. See if we get a little feedback. We're gonna sample that. You stop it. Awesome. All right, yeah, we're gonna sample that. That's gonna be fun.
Dope.
Throw in there.
So
for
guys,
some-
like, you know,
for some
during the
vibes.
process, if you're, you know, obviously not everybody has a chance to sit with somebody else during this process and have somebody like work on the machine for them, and you're kind of doing it yourself. But when you are with somebody else, it's important that you guys look at each other. You're communicating. You know what I'm
Hell
saying? Like, yo, do this or do that, or you know, just kind of reading the other person.
Reading the vibes, and that's where, the hard part, man, about being an engineer in my eyes, is that you have to be technical and personable.
Yes.
You, whether you know it or not, like, you control the room and the vibe by your technical abilities. Meaning, if you are slow, you slow down the vibe. But if you're really good, but you also don't have a chemistry with the person that you're recording with, right? Like, even just understanding when someone's lingo. Like, some people, yo, run it back. What does that mean? Let me hear it back. Let me record it again. Like, I'm not sure, you know? Shout out to the sub. So, Frank, I forgot about the F. I need to punch my F. Yeah, let's go back. Honestly, let's just leave my rough take and let me punch the F, and then I'll go back and clean up. What we want. So while Frank's doing that, I wanted to say. Oh wait, let me see the.
What's our input? Is the input right?
Wait, what? Hold on, let me see. I'm gonna take a
Oh, because this is the
really quick.
laptop one.
Yeah. This is the recording. Okay, bet. And then we'll just do.
I'll just duplicate that track.
Yeah. What's this here?
That's just I duplicated the track,
Oh, okay, bet.
but I duplicated the wrong track.
Okay,
So
cool.
Just delete this.
Okay.
Boom.
And just duplicate that. Yeah. That's the other feature Ableton has. Duplicate, and then it asks you active playlist or not. That's a nice button.
Yeah.
All right, so, and technically, so I didn't like that I was hitting the. I didn't like that I was like still hitting the A instead of the F, but the A and the F go together. So when I go and hit the F, it's gonna be fine. You ready? Just unmute me so I can hear you. There you go. Well, hold on, stop it. Okay, so great feature about Ableton is it automated your mute, because we had this little guy going. You know which one it is?
It's this one.
This one, yeah. Honestly, that thing is my best friend. I'm not gonna lie, I love that little button. Alright. Alright, let me laugh on it. Alright. think I could do it better. All right, cool. Sick. Let me pick out a couple of vibes, and then chat. We got a few options for the next instrument. Okay.
Word.
We got a Moog grandmother. We have a Moog sub 37, and we got a Juno. Wilson, let's get him let's get that live survey going. I don't know if you guys realize this, but we have a live survey. Meaning, please, what's the website? Remind me.
Somebody said xylophone.
rollingloud.com/vote.
Rollingloud.com/vote.
Or they could press it in the chat. They could
Oh, you could press it in the chat?
Like you could type the words in the chat.
Oh, word.
Oh, wow.
Technologies.
So, yeah. So they just literally, what are the, okay, so if they type exactly what's there.
Yeah, or you could go on the website.
It'll get counted.
rollingloud.com/vote.
So y'all need to get your spelling on point and typing, because if you type it wrong, your vote's not going to count. Wow.
So
More
I mean,
job.
I think, Nuri, I think it would help if they knew a little bit about
What we got? Oh, okay, yeah. Like, why are you
so
choosing?
like what is this? Like, why would you choose this?
Okay, so basically we have the Subsequent 37. This is more for like bass vibes, bass sounds.
Right.
But essentially these are monophonic synthesizers, meaning that you can only play one note at a time. I cannot hold a chord triad. Now the Sub 37, I think this
Paraphonic.
Yeah, this version
You do
two. Yeah, what is it?
Paraphonic.
Paraphonic, right? There's a cool little button called Duo Mode, and it's cool because you can like do a bass line at the bottom and maybe have like a lead going on. So we'll take a look at what that looks like. So yeah, basically next we got the Moog grandmother. Think about it as like this is the bass and then this is the guitar. That's kind of like in synth world what we got going on here. So I would do like leads or more like melodies on this. Let's get this thing on. Whoops. This thing's makes a bunch of noise. It's not too bad. And I like
That's part of the charm.
Yeah, that's part of the charm.
That's part of the vibe.
But what's cool about the Moog is that it technically only has it has two oscillators, if you know what that means. But basically, what it really means is there's kind of like one sound essentially, and it's on
The Moog.
Huh?
The grandmother. You said grandmother next.
Oh, the grandmother one. I wanted you guys to pick the Sub 37 because the beat needs some bass, but it's all good. But before we get into the Sub 37, or I'm sorry, the grandmother, we're going to line up a little bit of what we got going on here. So let's do that.
I think.
I'm gonna leave the condenser.
Yeah. I think
I'm
we
just
just
gonna
scoot
put
it
it
over
up
to
a
the
little
side.
bit.
I think we're good. I think next time we do this, I'm gonna set up my laptop with Pro Tools, and then I could be doing like a Pro Tools edit.
Okay, and we
then
can get
kinda
you a
showing
feed
them.
too. Yeah. I'm going to.
By the way, if anybody
dude,
wants
sir.
to battle me in a Pro Tools race,
Ooh. I like that.
let's get it popping. Boom. Moving this mic over.
Okay, cool. So, let's go ahead and line some stuff up. What happened?
You good?
Your mic volume went down a little bit.
Oh yeah, for like a split second, cause I muted, and then yeah, yep, that's fine. Good job, chat. Staying on top of us. I like that.
A Pro Tools race is where we have the same things that we got to do, and then see who does it fastest.
Crazy Joe, you still need to play me in Uno. Yo, Frank, you the man, by the way. Shout out, who is that? Castaldi, yeah.
Alex, thank you, Alex.
Yeah, thank you, Alex. We wouldn't be here right now doing this if it wasn't for you, my G. Thank you. Alright. Wow. So I spent the last couple of weeks in Pro Tools because of the videos that I was at and like what we were doing. And now I keep using the Pro Tools shortcut keys, and so I'm slow too right now. Sorry, guys. You guys are going to have to look at a bunch of... Alright, let me laugh on it.
Keep the laugh.
Keep
for
it laugh.
something later.
Alright, cool. So basically, I sucked at the guitar and couldn't play the F at the same time as doing my arpeggiations. So we're gonna copy this bad boy. Yeah, that's okay. There's no like processing yet. Actually, no, I like having the name. And then we're gonna grab this guy. We're gonna put it here. Let's just mute. Actually, I'm gonna do this.
Somebody asked if GarageBand was ass, or do you need Pro Tools? You actually don't need
Anything. Wasn't there an Erykah Badu album that was recorded all in GarageBand?
Probably. There's a lot of stuff recorded in GarageBand. There's a lot of songs that use GarageBand loops that are out there.
Absolutely.
So,
royalty-free GarageBand loops for sure.
Usher in This Club was a loop. From...
Isn't the drum part...
from Rihanna's Umbrella also a GarageBand loop.
Okay, but isn't Travis Barker credited for the drums on it?
Maybe he replayed the loop.
He replayed the loop.
That's not uncommon.
Yeah, 1000% he replayed the loop. Shout out to Travis Barker. He's the GOAT. Legend. Fucking idol of mine. That's going to happen soon. The Nuri Travis Barker collab. Just wait for it, Frank.
I'm waiting for it.
All right,
Rosalia and Travis Barker on the track with Nuri. Guys in the chat, make it happen. Everybody go flood their IGs. Word after the stream. Don't leave right now, please.
I'm just gonna fly this F all the way across. We'll get to it later. Alright, so I had a couple little licks on the lead that I liked. Let's do that, and then we'll just start tracking some more stuff. What noise is that? That's like in the recording from my guitar, like someone opened, and I can hear it. But I'm not mad at it.
I've done mad recordings where we left mad weird stuff in it.
So basically what I'm doing, guys, is I'm going to make chops. I can't zoom, are you kidding me? I'm going to make chops against the parts that I like. So far, so good. I like everything I hear. Alright, so let's find like a nice little 4-bar situation. Happy with all that. Ooh, that was an accent, but that's kind of cool.
That's cool, a little swell.
Yeah. I'm taking that off. All right. That's sick.
Somebody asked who's the fastest beat maker we know. Who's the most meticulous?
Yeah.
Do you know any fast beat makers? I know a couple.
I mean, like, guys, if you really wanted something, I could have had you like 10 beats by now. But we're trying to make some. We're trying to feel something here. You know what I'm saying? We're trying to feel. We could get a quick chord progression and some drums in 2 seconds. But we're trying to like. That's something I'm learning. You know, to really love my songs. Like I have so many beats that if I look at the track title on iTunes, if I don't know what the beat sounds like off of reading the title, I didn't love the track. I didn't love the beat. You know what I'm saying? It has to mean that much to me. And I realize a lot of my beats have been disposable. I'm just making them for the sake of making them. And I have cut that out.
Which is not wrong. I think that's a good process to go through because you learn how to like jump to the things that you like quickly.
Yeah.
So that makes the part when you're actually making the stuff you do like, it makes it easier because you're like, oh, I know a kick.
Absolutely. Like if we had an artist here right now and he was like, bro, like I'm ready. Like we need to get this now. Like I would stop right here, maybe throw some 808s, hi-hats, snare in like 5 minutes, and then we'd be ready to record and figure out later. Yeah.
Facts.
I love producing after there's vocals there already. There's nothing better to it.
It's a different energy.
Absolutely.
There's a song, there's a different vibe. I think, and I know a lot of producers will probably be able to relate. Sometimes the track that you're like, is the one that the artist picks.
Dude, I can't even tell you.
So all my producers in the chat, if you can relate when you playing all your beats and somebody's like that one, and you're like that one, then that's when you kind of see where your
Right.
chops come in and maybe makes the beat fun for you again. You know what I'm saying? Maybe something you thought was a throwaway.
I like this look too. So we have this one. So we got what? So we have. Okay, hold on, look here. Oh my lord.
Somebody already wants to buy the beat.
Huh?
Somebody wants to buy the beat.
We'll talk about that after. Hop in my DM. Follow me on Instagram. DM me. There you go. Twitter chat. What time is it right now? 9:38. Whatever time it is. Probably like 10:30. And then yeah. All right. So I have 2 guitar licks that I like. That one that we just heard, and then I like this right here. Ooh, yeah. Ooh, I can't wait to put a bass on this. Ooh. Damn, I got creative. Oh, this is where I got fucking. That one could go. Ooh, I was like that. Did you hear that? This. Ooh, we're gonna do that. That's gonna be a drum sound somewhere. Whoops. What was that? This one?
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, chat or crowd or everybody. That's not the video. All right. So one thing that I like to do is like I'm gonna like I like using the colors in Ableton a lot.
Nah,
It's
your
so
process.
good. Yeah, like everyone thinks like it kind of makes it look like cheap. Like everyone's like, what is that? Like what software using looks like a toy. But let's make this like teal. So basically, I'm just saving that for myself for later to remember.
Can they still hear him?
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone can hear me. Actually, probably everyone can hear me better now because this, and they can probably hear my tongue and my lips and all that good stuff. And I'm sorry, little ASMR in here. Oh, what is that? Look at that, Frank.
Oh man.
Malfunction.
Nah,
Hold
but it's
up.
only the screen because the feed is still up.
All right, so let me fix it. I had this yesterday. Just a little unplug of the HDMI and plug back in. That's step.
Stuff happens all the time.
Isn't that step number 1 for just about anything?
Yep.
Turn it off and turn it back on. That's step number 1, guys. Like any issue. All right, we back. So yeah, let's get to the freaking grandmother. That's what you guys wanted, right? I'm not even gonna arrange. We're just leaving this.
just
We're
keep
going
vibing on
straight. Yeah, we're going straight raw ideas here. So actually, this is wrong. Let's get the grandmother.
You said you got that whole other section you didn't even do nothing to, so
I know. Yeah,
that's
this.
gonna be your bridge.
I wonder if what they sound like layered. Let's hear. Good. Just with a little mixing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So, all right, and then I'm gonna keep. So let's do a duplicate. We're gonna get rid of this. We're gonna get rid of this. We're gonna mute and we're gonna save all this action for later.
Word.
This is the little save for later section.
You guys in the chat, what are some things you guys been working on? Talk to me. Oh man, they going in the chat. Oh.
What are they talking about? Just random shit?
They just going in.
Okay. Like they're going back and forth with each other. They're not even worried about us. All right,
No,
bet.
they're not even watching.
Yeah, we
it.
gonna. Yeah, you guys
But
have
they're
fun
gonna
in
listen
there.
to it at the end, and I'll be like, "Damn, how'd they do that?"
Right.
I was busy chatting.
All right. So, cool. I think I'm gonna monitor out there.
Yeah,
All right, so let's talk about this bad boy. I'm gonna take the reverb off my voice. So first of all, you guys probably hear some noise. and that's gonna be this guy, like a little. Right, we can mute it, and you can hear it. Yeah,
That's normal.
that's okay, right?
That's normal. Keyboards, especially analog keyboards, they're always gonna have a little bit of self noise.
I was having like
get around it, but
yeah,
it's fine.
I was having like a little panic attack trying to like oh man, like I got noise, like Frank gonna be disappointed in me, but we realized that that's just the nature of analog,
just the nature
man.
of the beast. So
Yeah, so
deal with it.
okay, cool. So in that case, I lost it. I muted it. Oops.
I make music, but mixing my vocals are so hard. I'm not Ableton 2. That's usually, if you are also the artist and you're trying to mix your own vocals, it's probably the hardest thing to do because you become super critical and you start focusing on like, oh, I could have said that better. Or I could have done this.
Let's get off the condenser and then let's get on the speakers, right? Fuck, I think that's what we need to do.
Word.
That way these
Vibes.
yeah vibes. A little loud. Okay. All right. All right. So the grandmother is cool because there's no presets. There's no nothing. We have to make the sound from scratch.
Kind of see a little bit, guys. Can you see? There you go. Just move this mic over.
So let's give it. So what I'm doing right now is I'm setting the waveform. So this is like some triangle, and then this is saw. Now it's saw with like a tighter front end, kind of like for kick drums. So then what you do is hold up. I'm cheating. Okay. So the reason I love the grandmother is because there's this cool little spring reverb situation here. So I can go from this really raspy sound, right? And then I can kind of like filter it down. Hold on, let's give it some. And then once I get this reverb going, it'll actually take a little bit of that raspiness out. Nice. It kind of loses volume.
It loses some punch.
Well, you know why?
It's drenched in the verb.
I think it's like if I go full, this is wet. Like I think that's so it's like you kind of blend it. Yeah. I had a better sound before, I'm not gonna lie. Alright, so I kinda like that. If I was alone right now, I'd probably spend like a solid hour getting
Twisting
the right
knobs.
sound, out of the grandmother. But I like what we got right there, so let's rock with it. I just need some gain behind it, so I'm just gonna throw this guy a little utility, Ableton utility. Hold on one second. I'm going to turn it off here. That's the other thing too, is like, see this, like on the condenser, if I mute it, it still goes through to Ableton, but on this, right? Oh no, hold on. I'm tripping. Sorry, this is condenser and no.
I hear it. I was hearing something. Is it this still coming through?
I'm gonna take the, cause okay, so the other thing that's tricky is like when you filter, you lose so much gain. Like, so I'm gonna do this, get my routing right. It's on 10. There we go. All right, now I should be able to mute here and still get it. Perfect. That's what I was looking for. All right. So let's go back to. It's cool. It's kind of like a little. There's some reverb on here too. It kind of sounds like a guitar. Like
No,
like
no,
it's
kind of
got
the
like
same
a
vibe.
like a that vibe. Yeah. All right, so let's go ahead. I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
Let's give it some gain here. Whoa. Alright, I like it, but we're gonna do something. Okay, this is a great question for you, Frank.
Go.
How do you feel about putting the reverb on the track versus bussing it out?
I used to be against it,
Against putting it on the same track.
and I'll tell you why. When I started doing this, you couldn't do that because you run out of computer power. And that was the only reason that I was against it.
Just
Because the
processing?
computers couldn't.
Okay.
Like if you were mixing a song with 64 tracks and you tried to put like 10 reverbs,
yeah, okay,
the computer would crush.
So it's a technique that's driven by limitation, basically.
Right. Because
Oh,
when
wow.
you used to work on a console,
Right.
you wouldn't have 10 reverbs. You'd have like 2 or 3.
And you would route everything.
And you would route everything to the reverb.
Yeah, to an external reverb.
So when
situation.
people started doing this, they try to bring the same technique. But I'm okay with you putting it on the track.
I'm cool with that. I'm OCD, so I like to do this.
Oh,
Little join.
I got you.
Little join have perfect squares. Okay. So my favorite part, I was gonna let you guys vote between the Juno and the sub, but I'm ready to get to the sub.
I think we gotta go to sub.
Yeah, we need some bass, man.
sub because it needs some low end to hold it all together.
We definitely do. All right, so you want to switch spots?
Nah, I'm good. I'm over.
You good over there?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm good right here.
All right, so I'm going.
Somebody asked what you just did. He just added a little line there from the mother.
Yeah, the
just a little.
grandmother.
Just a little taste.
Here, I'll let you hear it again. Oops. Oh, dear God. I'd like to point out that I was not on time, but it's okay because I was like in a vibe and I was inspired, and by itself against the metronome, okay, yeah, it's off, but when it's in the mix, it's a
It
vibe.
works.
Yeah, so let's see what happens there. Okay,
Yeah.
and then the reason I almost forgot about this reverb that we brought in, but I want this to have just like a massive decay, so I'm gonna put like 10 seconds on it. I'm gonna lower the pre-delay so it just slaps like immediately, and then
Ethereal vibes.
yeah. Now my big thing, man, and I think that this is a mistake that a lot of people make is people don't do reverb with like intention. Like they just do reverb
just do it.
to do it, but like you have to understand, like right now, like I'm gonna decide whether how am I gonna EQ my reverb,
Yeah.
because like doing a high pass or a low pass can totally change.
Absolutely.
And I think a lot of people don't EQ reverb and it makes the track muddy.
So fun fact.
Yeah.
Especially the dude who was earlier saying he was having a hard time mixing his vocals. If you find like your vocals aren't bright enough, but if you EQ the vocal, like it sounds weird or sounds thin or too brittle, actually brightening up the reverb that's on that vocal will achieve the same effect without making the vocal brittle.
Yeah.
So you can just have like this really bright, airy sounding vocal because the reverb's bright, and not necessarily have to EQ the vocal as much, and you'll have the best of both worlds.
Right.
So
And you know, a lot of like, and to me also, like, reverb is a great way to like hide error and like really just mask a bunch of stuff. So like anytime I can do a track with no reverb at all, I'm so happy about that, because like you're achieving like obviously a good beat, right? Like, good sonics, but like if you can achieve space without reverb,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? I think that's a really great goal, and like getting that dry but still impactful sound, that's tough to do, man. And it's a cross between the production and the mixing, you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
But like you know, I know for any like Ski Master Slump God fans, like you will rarely find reverb on his vocals, on X vocals.
Somebody
on
asked what
vocals.
reverb is. Can we give them just a little
Yeah.
quick?
Oh hell yeah. So reverb. I wish I could have done it against my
Somebody, and
against
while
my
you're looking for
voice,
reverb,
but-
somebody says it seems super complex. Are there places they can learn this? Absolutely.
Oh,
You can
okay.
tune in every
Hey,
Wednesday.
Every Wednesday, you're gonna. All right, so this is
You're
reverb.
here.
Ready? Reverb in the simplest forms like makes something sound like wet. So this is the guitar without reverb, and then when I add reverb, it's like
It's like in a giant cave.
yeah, it's like being in a cave, right? And like this, let me jack this reverb up too, so you can hear like. 60-second decay time, right? But yeah, super cool. So it just automatically gives a vibe. So what we're saying is like, to like, you know, as soon as, let's say you're a singer, and you know, as soon as you add reverb delay, it's just automatic sauce. But and it's
Exactly.
okay, there's nothing wrong with it, but it's just like, don't forget that you are hiding behind it a little bit.
Correct.
And you know, just to use it, you know, with intention and
It's like seasoning.
it's
You don't put
seasoning.
ketchup on everything.
It's seasoning, yeah.
There's just certain things
It's
like
that
salt,
spice. It's
little
that
adobo.
yeah.
You know.
It's that grub. You know what I'm saying? That little spice in there. All right, so let's go. All right, yeah. So the reverb sounds really sick on the grandmother. That's what we added here. So yeah, let's get some bass going. So you guys can
Mike
hear me.
Dean is definitely gonna sue you.
Yeah, Mike Dean's pissed. Honestly, y'all, like Mike Dean is like an idol of mine, and I've been a Mike Dean fan since like way before. Like I used to read like audio engineering magazines on
Mike
like
Dean.
Mike Dean, like engineering interviews, like back in like 2013 when he was. I remember one of his interviews. He talked about Kanye hit him for like some award show, and he was like, "Hey, I'm trying to tie these two songs together. Like,
Mhm.
I need a transition in between two of them." They were like, I think one's in LA, one's in New York, something crazy like that. And he's like, "I need it in 30 minutes." Like, he just rips some shit, sends it back to Kanye, and he goes and like performs like Grammys, VMAs, something like that. I don't remember the story
It's-
too well.
I mean, probably.
Yeah, but it's just some like, yo, you got like 2 hours to get me my live transition. Like,
And
Yeah,
shit like
I've
that is
been a
not
fan.
uncommon.
yeah. You know, a fun fact. So, let me turn this down a bit. Fun fact was, so I think in like 2013 or something, we did a boiler room at my condo. Everybody, South Florida artists was there. It was like Puya, Denzel Curry, Rob
At the at your
Banks,
building?
At my building, bro. From like 4 p.m. till like 11 p.m. I had like a 6-hour live stream concert. I gutted my whole house, put everything like, and so it was the first time that Boiler Room had ever done hip hop. It's always been DJs
Right,
and
right, right,
electronic
right.
music and stuff, and so the first one, and it was the first one that they did with a handheld cam too. They had
Mhm.
never done that, like following the artist
Mhm.
around and stuff like that. So that was the first time they did that with us, and then their second time of doing it was at Mike Dean's house with Travis Scott, and I'm just like, oh, y'all just shitting all over this shit, like. But it was cool. I was like, yeah, I did that before Mike Dean. So sorry, bro. They got that idea from my shit.
So you're saying
But
Mike
yeah.
D knows you publishing?
Yeah, except like my house, the boiler room at my house was like maybe like 1,400 square foot, where his crib was like gorgeous, like Jesus. All right, but yeah, let's record that bass. And so the reason I stopped and went on a rant was I wanted to show you guys the cool part about this is that I'm kind of like changing the sound as I go, and this to me is a huge like just having knobs on deck. It's like as much as I wish I would do it on a VST, we all know we don't. We
it's
just
not the
pull up.
same.
It's not this, and it's not the same. It's really not moving the mouse. Even if I got this controller right here and I mapped all these,
It doesn't. The feedback isn't the same.
it's just
It
not
doesn't
the
have the
same.
same tension that this. The key
tension,
feels
yeah,
different.
exactly, and all that is important because why? Because of vibe
You're
and
performing.
emotion, and you're performing. Yeah. So basically, what I'm gonna do, I could probably get a little bit more gnarly with it, but we're gonna keep it simple. I'm just gonna like open up the filter as I like play the bass, and it'll just give it a little bit more life, So let's do it. And I think I'm just do super simple root note stuff. We can just start over.
We got some good shit in there.
Yeah. I'm gonna do I'm gonna do more intentional. So when I'm doing this thing, I don't know why, but I feel like it's not getting filtered. Like I feel like my filter, I think I need to bring All right, let's go with what we got. Is this laptop? It's not high spell acoustic. Jesus. I'm gonna group bad boys since it's kind of the same thing. Where is it? Yeah. All right, so I got something else we could talk about really quick. Technical. So should I know this is a loaded question because it's always on a per like basis, but like, are you like am I like, hey, if this is a guitar, this is mid range, I should cut all the lows out and save it for the 808, save it for the bass? Like, what's going on there?
My rule is to make space for things. So if there's not a lot of stuff in the low end, then I wouldn't cut it.
Right.
You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Like my thing is for the track to sound tall and like big.
Mm-hmm.
So the more frequencies in it, the more
The
that is
better. Yeah,
actually
yeah.
able to happen.
Mm-hmm.
But if you have something that's filling that space and you don't necessarily need it, then get rid of it.
Yeah, it just comes at the. It's kind of like decisions at the end. I feel like that's where I do a lot of my like carving.
Mm-hmm.
Is like I realize like, okay, like I'm taking a lot of space on the meters. Like it's time to carve. And that's
Yeah. And you can also gain like little bits of volume by cutting out shit you don't need.
Right.
So
All right. Cool. All right. Let's listen to the bass. Whoa, what was that?
somebody said we should deconstruct the beat on later episodes.
Oh hell yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we definitely got some music coming out in the next few weeks and the next couple months. I'm gonna bring DJ Scheme through. We got an album coming out, and we're gonna do some beat breakdowns and all that good stuff. Some of these other records that I'm waiting to drop, when they come out, we're gonna do beat breakdowns and everything. So
Somebody
and-
said some judging some beats the fans send in. I'm pretty sure at some point
yeah, we
that could
do
be a
that.
segment.
We could definitely do that. And give feedback too. You know, I would love to give feedback.
Yeah, man, I love
Yeah.
giving feedback.
And let me
Pause.
tell y'all something, like, guys, anyone can learn how to make beats. It's really simple. If
Yeah.
you could learn how to use your iPhone, you can learn how to make beats. It's about as simple as that. Now, what gets
a good beat. That's
well, it's not even good beat, right? Because I think like if we're gonna
subjective.
do this, I'm gonna have an amateur show where I'm gonna bring Rolling Loud staff that doesn't have any experience music making, and we're gonna make them producers, and I'm gonna teach them how to, and they're gonna make the beat themselves, and they're gonna see that it's easy now. What's hard is, can you make 1,000 beats, right? Like, can I go and shoot the half court shot? From the middle of the parking lot at that basketball? Sure, I could. Can I do that every time? Can I do that for 10 years? Can I come back 5 years later, not have touched that basketball or hoop, and still make it in there? That's
facts.
what I'm trying to see if I could do in my career. That's like what it is. Like, so yeah, man, all y'all are producers, all y'all are musicians. You just got to tap in because it's in all of us for sure. All right, let's go. I'm gonna layer something on the Juno. Fuck it. Now the question to the chat is, I could be here all night. So do you guys want me to finish this beat with you tonight and really just like tie it all in, or we should change the color? All right, fuck. Let's do that. Let's get in the vibe. Let's go blue.
What are you gonna do? Like a piano?
No, sorry.
Overridden.
Here, let me
What do you want?
have you grab that one. I'm gonna put this on the mic. Here, yeah. So, what happened? Multi?
We got 40 people on the website.
40 people on the website in multi. All right, multi. It is. Who's gonna design the multi? Bryce. I think this is on you. This is one of our legendary videographers, graphic designers. What was that term? You guys have a new term for me because I'm bad at nomenclature. It was like cinematographer. Like, cause I don't know. I mean, like if someone was like, "Yo, this is Nuri, he's a beat maker," like, yeah, that's cool. I mean, that's okay. Yeah, is it whack? I'm not mad at that.
Oh, okay, it's like someone like.
I am a beat maker. I'm also a producer.
Like you're the beat man.
The beat man. Oh, okay. So it. Oh, you know what Tarek told me? It's visual artist. All right, so we're gonna give this to our visual artist, Bryce. Excellence. He gonna say it. All right. Like so, all right, I won't do that to you. All right, so look, what you do, Bryce, is you're gonna click like so. Right now it's on all, but you're gonna click on like floor, or TV at one at a time. So you click like floor, you go over, change that, and boom. Yeah.
Tell the chat to tell him what he should add.
Yeah,
Yeah,
tell
chat.
him the color palette on the chat. Like,
Which I want to see.
let's do like a 3-color, like vibe or yeah. So I kind of like the sound. It's kind of similar to what was in the grandmother, but let's just run it.
Cleaner.
And then you can fly this however you feel is right when, whatever.
Ready?
Yeah. I think what I want to do is do a piano over just the click and the bass, I think. Or and yeah, let's do that.
Ready?
Yeah. Yeah, let's go. Hold on.
Yeah.
My bad, yeah.
I played it.
Okay, I get you. I'm gonna start on the one on the bass, yeah.
And
Sick. I was just messing around at the end, but I think I like kind of the first half loop or something like that. Yeah, how many people are still on? Come on. You guys cool? You guys chilling? Are we still going?
Yeah, keep going.
Keep going?
Yeah, keep going.
so should I do this.
Oh
Or you
damn!
use
Pizza
that
with a
section?
mushroom and salami.
Are you gonna use this part of the bass where it goes to the?
Yeah, let's hear it. Let's hear it. Let's say loop, maybe just that first. Let me hear it. Yeah. Okay, you picked out the good part already. All right, good job. Thank you.
Start again there.
Okay, bet. Yeah.
But I didn't loop it because you kind of did some funky stuff with the bass here.
Yeah.
Where it would have been weird, but
Okay.
I can loop it.
We could cut that bass stuff, and you can keep the bass to a 4. That's fine. So, this is like an interesting portion of the process for me, because we have sounds, but they're not all gonna go together, right? Like,
Right.
I don't want to have the guitar, acoustic, lead, piano, bass all going at the same time. So, usually around now, I have enough to. I think we have enough to, maybe start arranging a little bit.
Yeah.
So let me hop back on, and I'm also gonna play around with some of the other like random sounds we have.
Yeah.
And just kind of like get like a little intro vibe going.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get like a progression, like a kind of like a little situation, and then maybe we'll get to some drums.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Do you? Because I know a couple of people who use. I mean, obviously, if you use Ableton, this is for you. Do you have like drum racks with like EQs and stuff already on them, or is that something like?
I used to, but I got to the point like I don't know, but I literally start every session from the Ableton template, like 2 empty MIDI, 2 empty audio,
I do the same
nothing
shit.
preloaded. I have done templates before, but I don't know. There's something about starting from all the
I
way
got you.
scratch that
Yeah.
maybe I just did it so long and never thought to make templates for so long that I just like found some wisdom in that.
I'm the same way with like mixing and like Pro Tools. So people are like, "Yo, can I get your template?" I'm like, "I don't have a template." Like, I always mix from scratch.
Right.
So I use a lot of the same stuff, but I always just do it. And it's a little bit more time consuming, but that's just what works for me.
All right. Actually, Frank, you wanna throw a light key on this? I gotta take a piss.
Go ahead, man.
Actually, Frank, do you want to arrange it? Will you do the honors?
I'll mess around with it.
Yeah.
And see if it makes sense.
All right, I'll be right back.
All right, guys. So I'm gonna mess around with this a bit, and see if I can get something going on here. So I'm gonna listen to the different parts and see what we got going on. I mean, I know what we are for the most part, but I think I was listening to mute this click. I don't need that. So I think that I might leave that there in the beginning. Let's mute that for now. And then I'm actually going to move some stuff around so it just helps to see everything together. Can you guys hear me? Just make sure I'm loud enough. So I'm going to move this up here just so I can look at it because it helps me. And then I'll play this from the beginning. And I'll mute this piano. Actually, what do you guys think if I make the guitar come in after the piano starts? I think that would make more sense. Like if this piano starts it and then this guitar happens. So what do you guys think?
There's a delay.
That's cool. I'll just wait for them to respond. So I'm actually gonna take all of this and gonna move that to like here. All right, so we'll start like here, like this. All right, and I think maybe there would make sense for it to come in. See if this makes sense. Maybe because of where it started, that was a little bit funky. Let me check this. So maybe I'll do this.
Somebody said the guitar sounds like it recently played it.
Yeah. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. All right, and then I think probably at that point, Nuri, is where you would probably bring in some drums.
Some drums?
I think so.
Okay.
So I just kind of did like a bit of a generic kind of,
Situation? Cool.
yeah, just like with the piano coming in
Yeah.
first. And I think it would, I mean, I don't know. I think it would start there, drums, and then kind of like just let that tail off.
Okay.
I don't know.
Let
What
me
do
see.
you think?
Yeah, I'm so like hands-on and visual. I have to like literally just do it myself. Right? Okay, so yeah. So hold on. My main thing. So what's going on through my head right now is I want the bass to be in the beginning, and then I want it to drop out and switch to an 808, and that's a hard thing to do. As a like, it sounds like it's not that big of a deal, but like when I make beats and I have a sub bass and I want to transition from a sub bass
To
to an
808.
808, that's not. It's easier said than done.
Because you have to make sure that they take
They
up the same
match.
amount of space in the track.
Exactly, absolutely, yeah, and that's super tough. So I wanna challenge myself with that today. So hold on, let me run it back a little bit. So I like how you and I kind of thought about it differently. So I thought of the piano more as like a breakdown at the end rather than an intro, but I kind of like that too. But let me see. So you're kind of starting.
I kind of moved, yeah.
Yeah, you shifted over a bit. Okay, cool. Yeah.
Just wanna put it out there. We're currently on the music page on Twitch above Mystery School. Just wanna say that.
Mystery School's live right now?
Live right now. We're above it right now.
Oh man, yo, shout out to Mystery School, man. Shout out to Mikey. Them boys are legends, yo. All right.
So right where the guitar is, there's actually a little piece that starts before there, which was your actual one, but I just
okay.
didn't use it because the way it came in felt a
Ooh.
little bit.
Okay, that's what you were really doing right there. Okay, I see. I didn't.
So your one is like here, but then this is like the pickup to like.
That's the
keep the other part, and then you would come in on the one with your 808s
Right.
and
Okay.
heartbreaks.
And heartbreaks. All right, so hold on. Let me do something. Let me hear the guitar too again.
Somebody asked, what's the difference between the bass and the 808s?
Ah,
That's a really good question.
That's an awesome question.
So 808s
got
are
it.
called 808s because they come from a machine called the 808, and it's a drum machine. And typically, especially like in hip hop or urban rap, whatever you want to call it, it has an extended tone, so it's like so it's super popular. And then a bass usually could be any other instrument that plays those lower frequencies. Sometimes it's a guitar, sometimes it's a keyboard. So that's the main.
Where's that coming from?
I think it's just a bleed.
Oh, it's a bleed on the one. I'm not mad at that.
I'm okay with it.
Okay, so the reason I'm gonna actually choose the guitar, Frank, over what you did there is because I learned a very important lesson over the past couple weeks making music, and they were like, "Yo." Now, this doesn't necessarily mean like whatever instrument you started with,
Mm-hmm.
but whatever set the vibe.
Gotcha. You want to
is
start
like,
off with that?
Not necessarily start off with it, but you want to make sure that that's like the main point.
Gotcha.
And I feel like for me, like that was the guitar on that, and the
Mhm.
piano is just I'm playing like
Secondary.
yeah, I'm playing the
gotcha.
A and the F chords just to match what I did on guitar. So I want to like kind of, and I think that's something I didn't like, I kind of learned, over the past couple weeks, like even if it was like, let's say it was the bass, like let's say it was the sub 37 that really
Mhm.
made everyone go, ah, like there it is.
That was
like,
the key.
yeah, it's important to read the room, read the people that you're working with, and say, yo, if that was what it is, like in this whole lineup of stuff, like we don't want to lose sight of that. So
Facts.
yeah, so I want to like, and I think just starting with it will kind of remind me of
Set
that.
the
Yeah.
mood.
And like, because you know how you were like, oh, Rosalia vibes. Like if we start with the piano, we kind of lose that too.
You're right. You're right.
Yeah. Oh my God. So I do this thing with bass where I do turn it down as much as you can until you realize that, until you hear it.
Right.
Cause like here right now, what I just did, like between -3 and -13, I can't tell the difference when I'm pulling this fader down. Like barely. Watch. Like so -3, -6, a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But off rip, I would have thought that this is okay. Now, the other thing too that I got to be careful of is I'm adjusting as I'm opening up a filter. So that's changing.
It's changing.
You know what I'm saying?
Your perception.
To me though, like sonically right now, the bass is still too loud.
I think so.
So I learned something interesting about Ableton, that there is no clipping on the track fader. There's only soft clipping on the master. So if I were to gain this all the way up, and I mean, obviously if you're peaking there, but like let's say I have something on the master, like an attenuator or something to pull the volume down, I could drive this to infinity and pull it down on the master, and I
it
won't
wouldn't clip on the track.
Yeah. Did you know that?
I didn't know that.
Dude,
That's a fun fact.
that's a great fact because it's a great fact for gain staging,
Facts.
and it's also a great fact about the fact that like, okay, like that Florida 808 sound, right? That Space Ghost Perp,
Mhm.
XXX, Ski Master, Slump God, Ronnie J, Nuri shit, right? Like that, yo, that comes from improper
Gain staging.
staging where these guys, you know, we were all at the beginning of our careers, we didn't know anything, and we literally turned the faders up all the way.
Mhm.
So unless I technically know how to do that, meaning like if I know technically what like soft clipping, track clipping is, like digital clipping, all that stuff, I won't get that sound out of Ableton unless I do that because of what I just said. It doesn't clip on the track. So in Logic, if you put an 808 or a kick drum in a track in Logic and you blast it, it's going to distort. And it sounds cool. Like there's nothing wrong with it.
I think that's Ronnie J's dog choice.
Right. Well, he just switched.
He
to
switched?
FL. I don't know if he wanted me to.
Oh,
yeah.
fuck.
Yeah. He switched, and he switched because he had to. Like something happened to his computer, all got messed up, and then he switched, just because someone was saying, hey, like the mix engine in FL, and it's true. Like there is.
FL has a
Has a sound. Yeah, it has a sound, and the reason a lot of people are scared of Ableton is because it kind of doesn't have a sound. It's very transparent.
It also looks really weird.
And it looks really weird, yeah. But it's transparent, so it's hard. You actually do have to know what you're doing technically to achieve some of those sounds that you would naturally get off of Logic and
somebody's gonna tweet you tomorrow and talk about like dolls don't have a sound.
I know.
You're gonna get into that argument tomorrow.
Yeah. I disagree though.
I wholeheartedly disagree.
Yeah. Now, do I believe that you can do the same thing across all DAWs?
Yes.
And are all DAWs created equal? Yes, of course. Like to that sense, like can I make the same beat across all DAWs and make them sound the same? Absolutely. But if you know some of these things at the technical level of like, yo, like, you know, this is why Logic sounds like this. This is why FL sounds like that. Then you can kind of recreate that stuff. So that's dope.
Somebody asked how long it took up to set up the whole studio.
It depends. If from a construction standpoint, a long time. From a gear standpoint, it wasn't bad. I hit you up for the gear.
The gear stuff usually takes the least. It's the actual construction.
Yeah.
Like I know, like you guys can't tell, but there's a lot going on behind these walls.
Yeah. But I think I did it all. I think once all the gear came in, I wired the whole room in a day.
Yeah.
That's
not the tough part. The tough part is building this place.
Yeah, exactly. The tough part's getting the budget for the gear.
All dolls go to heaven. Somebody just put that. Shit.
Really?
Great. All dolls go
All
to heaven.
dolls are all dolls are
Fam,
great. All dolls go to heaven. Yo, that's
Can we
lit.
give that guy something like?
Yeah,
a
that's
flag?
Kenna. That's Kenna, right? Yo, you snap, Kenna. How much did it cost in total? I'm not telling y'all that. Too much. Shout out to the builder. So I do like what you did here, so let's bring that back.
What do you say? What do you need for computer power to pull off all of this? Any decent, probably like at least a 4-core. Any computer with like 4 cores, a decent amount of RAM, 16 gigs, you can probably pull it off. If you have a gaming computer, you're probably good to go. But yeah, you don't have to spend a whole bunch of money.
Get the drums, right? And then I'm gonna do like a hi-hat, and then right here is where it'll really drop. F because it's got all that like rustling around. Let's add some reverb to it. Like I didn't really have planned on having reverb on that F, but I wanted on like that background stuff. Still fine. You hear a little mention of it.
Yeah, these chats be wild.
Jeez. It's feeding back too, right? Like we're hearing it through
Yeah.
SM7 and all that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because of the low end.
So hold on, I'm confused because I'm gonna figure out how you just did that. Hold
It's
on.
it says like easy something to open up the compressor tab.
Okay, but okay, like yeah.
And
So what? How come? Okay, look, this is a subset of that, right? But and I'm just dragging that here, but they look different. What's
picked
happening?
That one that said gentle squeeze. It's a different.
It's
I
a
think
different
it's a
control.
different compressor.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So they basically put this is a new because I just changed to Ableton 10 like a couple weeks ago.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Welcome.
I know. Yeah, it's great. It's great to be here. Yeah, actually, I was here at my buddy Slice, dope engineer, producer, doing a lot of work on Ski Mask album right now. He came here and we worked together on his album, and he had 10 and I had 9.
10.
We couldn't pass files back and forth, so literally
Ugh.
on the spot, I just upgraded. I was like, "Yep,
Yeah.
you forced me."
There's a couple of things in there, like some of the new instruments and effects and shit are pretty dope.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, it's like a little getting used to. I'm sad about the automation stuff being a separate screen now. Like, it has its pluses and its
Right.
minuses for it, but I'm not
I
mad
think
at it.
for guys who do mixing in it, it's probably like a little bit. Like for me, like I only adhere to a couple of things. I'm usually in another DAW, but
Right.
that part definitely made it a little bit easier for me.
All right, so just to explain what I'm doing right now really quick. So there was a lot of bass happening, right? We had
From the guitar.
Yeah, from the guitar, from the bass, and the piano. There was just a lot of low end happening. And that's where we say, okay, let's make a decision on where we're going to cut it from.
Yep.
And we agreed that the guitar was the best place to take it out of. Now, another thing that I'm not used to, man, 9 and 10, this distance here changed, right?
Oh yeah. I don't know.
You don't use this guy.
Mm-mm.
You use real plugins like a real engineer.
Not really. No, I'm not gonna say that. I actually use like stock plugins a lot. I just
You're
I
just
didn't,
in
I
Pro
don't I
Tools.
don't think I noticed.
Okay. Yeah, I feel like I did, and I don't know if there's anyone any Ableton demons on the track or in the chat right now, but like that I feel like I noticed that the distance like from here to here on the lower frequencies is bigger. Like you see how there's like a grid here and the grid changes, and I don't know if that changed in from 9 to 10. I feel like it did, but it's really important because
you had a kind of visual thing where you would do things. Yeah,
and
gotcha.
it broke me out of visually EQing, which is bad mistake. Yeah. Because I was saying, like, because just now I was thinking, like, damn, I'm pulled all the way to here and I still hear the low. And then I look at the frequency, I'm like, I'm only at 40.
Yeah.
Like, right here on the old EQ, I
You'd
feel
be
like I would have
like-
been at 100 or something. And yeah. So I was searching for that low, that A basically.
Yep.
It was just going the whole time, so I pulled that down. So basically what we did is we came from this like chunky sound and we cleaned it up a little bit. So now when we blend it, it's a little bit better, a little more tolerable. I think I'm gonna take the piano.
Fiji Water
out.
Drip said they came for the lights and stayed for the beats.
Nice. Dope, man.
What's the drums are? Anyone here hear that shit?
Let's do it. So guys,
Drums, please.
I'm sorry for anyone that's watching that I'm going to be doing some drums on a different computer because I didn't transfer my sounds. So you're not gonna watch what I'm doing.
Well, you'll watch him.
You'll watch me doing it, and then you'll hear it. And then what we can do, Frank, is we can like we'll do like an Ableton link.
Mm-hmm.
I'll get the stuff going, and then we'll track it out sound by sound. I'm gonna
Okay.
keep it simple. Just do hi-hat, kick, 808 snare.
Okay.
Clap. That's it. So one thing I want to say, like as a producer, like you guys see, like we just spent 2 hours on what, like 4 lines, right? And I used to not do this. Like I used to not be able to handle this up until recently. Like I wanted to get to the end of the beat so fast, and the quality of my production has gone up way more when I do this, what we're doing here. So that's super important. Take your time, you'll fall in love with your beats, and it'll come out a little bit better. Cool. So let's get 3 and 4. Let's do a little test. Again, audio.
Yep.
Sick. All right. Frank, let's change spots.
Yep.
I wish Gabe pulled up. He would have laced this part up for me right now. All right.
And
yeah, go ahead.
just based off what you just said, like there are some producers who are just like really good at certain things,
Mhm.
and sometimes if you can partner up with somebody, like I hate programming drums.
Right.
So there's somebody there who can like program drums. I'm be like,
It's
yeah,
like,
you do the
please
drums.
do it. Yeah. Yeah, I'm very big on like collaborations. Like today it's just me and Frank, but further episodes we're gonna bring all sorts of people in. We're gonna bring artists. We're gonna bring different producers, engineers, bands. We're just gonna do it all. So it's gonna be fun. All right, but let me let's get some drums going. So Frank, go ahead and just play the track, and I'm gonna pull out this. Pause it really quick. For some reason, I can't talk while the beat is playing. But I just want to tell y'all, so what's going on right now is Ableton's got a sick feature called Link. So what's happening is I'm on my MacBook right now, and then Frank is on the Mac Pro. And basically, if you guys see, like, I'm gonna do like this little hi-hat pattern here, right? And when Frank hits play, like, so I just did this little hi-hat here. But you guys are going to watch when Frank hits play, it's actually going to play.
It's going to synchronize.
It's going to synchronize. Hands up. Fail. No, here it comes. Okay. I didn't have it playing. Yeah, I'm cheating. But it's on beat. You can do it now. Watch. Stop and go. No, that's normal. Yeah. It's always gonna be on beat, basically. Like I can stop whenever, hit whenever. There it goes. Yeah. All right. So it's doing it's doing what it's supposed to. All right. Let's go. So basically, the bass is like or AF, right? But like when I get to this point in my beat, right? So like the bass is dun. When I switch to my 808, I want it to be different, and that's sometimes tough to like, because you've got such a pattern embedded. So I'm gonna try. We're gonna see if I can get a different kind of bass progression. Yeah,
Gotcha.
like a bass progression, to just give it some more sauce. And then what becomes challenging, like I'm already thinking ahead, is like
The transition
the
back and forth.
back and forth. And there's two options. They either go into each other really well or they don't, and you have to create a gap. Yeah. And then when you create a gap, you're going to have some new struggles. So we going to get there, but yeah. Nice. This would be like the normal.
Right.
Oh, I don't think you guys could see, but like, hold up. Let me do this real quick. Matter of fact. Whoop. Yay. All right. So, that's cool. Oh, okay. Yeah. I like that, Wilson. So, just so you guys could see a little bit what I'm doing, I'm actually producing on this. So, you don't even need
No excuses.
No excuses. Yeah, I'm sorry, bro. No excuses. Like, hold up. Like, if Frank was like, yo, the piano was bad, Buddy came and took the Juno, you need to recut it, like you got to do it on Ableton, and we don't have a MIDI controller, like really quick, yo, like I'm going. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, you gonna drop a verse? Oh, hell yeah. All right, hold on. So then let me drop the beat really quick, and then you get the verse. All right, so I want to pick an 808 pattern. So we're gonna do that real quick. So what I would like to do is not start on the A, like that would be like the challenge, like. But play like the. Yeah. Can't get away from that, huh? Like that. What do you think?
Well,
EF only.
Right, because that change is only a half step, but it's also the E's also in the A.
A, yes, the E is the fifth of the A.
So it's just like a back and forth of the two notes, and it'll probably give it like a different texture.
And I'm happy with that. It doesn't have to be too complex. That's like the other thing too, man. Like as a producer, like less is more. Like I don't need to in front of you guys like on my bass line, right? Like I could, but like y'all don't need that. I just need to find that right little bit of difference. So like I wanted to avoid the AF, so I changed it to the EF. Whoop-de-woo. But that kind of stuff is really important. Yeah. Especially when it's calculated and you're feeling the difference of doing that versus doing something else. So let's do it. See, I even went to the A. I couldn't even help myself. All right, so let me get it. Huh? Oh shit. Hold on. Gotta get that drum right. Oh yeah. It's not on time. Hold on. Let me warp it. That's still messing up. Oh, there we go. It's kind of on time. I think I better play some soon. That's hard though. I like this beat. All right, Frank, let's get it in there, right? Let's get the drums in there. All right, T. So we're just gonna get the drums in there, and then that's it. Let's just do it a 2-track. That's what I'm saying. That's it. Like as in, it's your time to shine.
What's the input from that?
3/4, at the very top. Here.
Right here. Oh yeah, I see it.
Yeah.
Boom.
It's Link, so it's waiting.
My shit long. Look at
It says it's recording, but I don't.
Oh,
I know why.
it's at the bottom?
Duh, I didn't arm the track.
Oh, you did a hair reveal?
Whoa.
Tar, we're supposed to charge them for that.
Hey, 50 songs. Hey, 20,000 bits and Frank will take his hat off. 20,000 bits right now.
Let's
Okay,
go.
I'm gonna dye my hair, and then when I dye my hair, we could charge them for the dye reveal.
Or we can make a deal on the side and I'll just do it.
Alright. So, yeah, you're tracking?
Yeah.
Alright. I'm just gonna 2-track the drums in for now. Let me see. Alright, here it goes. I don't think I quantized. I did. It sound like a little baby type beat to me, man. With that, this is how. Look, bro. This is how you do the little baby. That's hard. All right, we got it, Frank. It's there. It's been there right after the first bar.
Yeah, I always forget. Like, I just start like.
Oh, you know what? Let me record no 808 transition.
All right.
And I'm cool with that as like a separate.
Perrier.
Yo, yeah, Perrier, drop the bag. We'll have Perrier swag all up in here. I love Perrier, low key. If you didn't know, Perrier harvests the CO2 from the actual lake or whatever in France, and then they re-inject it back into itself, and that's why it's got that bite that Pellegrino don't got. Yeah, right? You like that? So it says like bottled at source, which it is bottled at source, but then they hijack the CO2 from the same spot and blast it in there. Perrier, I know, man. Perrier, we need the bag. We'll explain that again on the next one. All right, cool. Yeah, so we got the hi-hat version. I would like to get a kick in there, but it's not necessary right now.
Do you wanna?
Yeah, let's switch. It's over. Cool trick. You know those like hi-hat rolls in trap music?
Yep.
That I didn't mean to do that. That's how everybody feels. I didn't mean to do that. But like if you guys could see on this, right? Sometimes when I'm tracking and like I'll just go quantize it later, but I'll be like
Yeah.
and just drag my finger on the actual like keyboard. Yeah, so like if you want to feel it, like cuz some people like programming the hi-hats is annoying. And I envy great hi-hat programmers. You know what I'm saying? Retta being one of them, and Chris Dinero, they put their time into those hi-hats, and it changes the whole beat. But yeah, so if you want to have fun with it and not have to sit there and program, just.
And the fact that it's changing pitch makes it sound like it has a flanger.
Exactly. And then like.
Cheat code.
Yeah, super cheat code. And I'll even quantize like this part and leave my drag unquantized, which is also super easy to do because in Ableton you can just like highlight only the top, like if you did all drag downs, and then you only quantize that and leave everything else. So it's sick. But yeah.
I say we call that the Nuri drag. And
The Nuri drag, yeah.
Everybody just
Yeah.
remember that in the chat.
Just remember that next time you see your favorite producer doing the Nuri drag.
The Nuri, you be like, yo, that's the Nuri drag.
Yeah, let them know. That's that.
It's a Nuri drag.
That Nuri hi-hat sauce. Okay. So I'd like to say I'm pretty excited because we used everything here today. We used both Moogs, the Juno, the electric guitar, the acoustic guitar.
And the U47.
Yes, the U47, that cool little thing. The cool
little
little
amp.
amp. Yeah, sick little amp. I'm really going to think about investing in that because this thing,
Well, there's a bunch of them. Like
a
there's
bunch of different types. Yeah.
yeah, like Marshall makes one, Fender makes one. This is the Dan Electro one.
I kind of like that one.
This one's cool.
I like its look. I love 50s looking
I
stuff.
think there's a Fender one, and I think it might even have reverb on it,
Ooh,
which is kind of dope.
that's great.
Somebody asked what your Twitter is, Nuri.
It's at the bottom of the screen.
It's at the bottom of the screen.
That's
right
not.
there.
That's not
No,
your
that's
Oh,
my
that's your
Instagram at
IG.
Nuri Music. My Instagram is at _Nuri. I think it's been a while, man.
Your
I'm.
Instagram?
I mean, my Twitter. My Twitter
Yeah.
is _Nuri. I think, man, it's been a while. I don't go on Twitter anymore. I'm like.
I kind of
oh,
went back.
Really?
I haven't really
trying.
been on IG like
Honestly, bro, like my Twitter feed is so ratchet that I'm embarrassed to like have it out if someone's next to me. Like my Instagram's like a little bit more tame, but like the Twitter. But I'm gonna start hopping more on Twitter, because I know people need that. But yeah, we are _Nuri in this. All right, so let's get some of these drums going. I'm gonna take link off. And still not playing. So, did you? This is that too. Okay, cool. So, okay. So basically, what you were saying is this is the one. The way you. Oh, okay. You didn't make the one. Yeah. Okay, so that's the one.
Yeah, the one cup.
That-
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. So.
Sorry if I made it complicated.
No, it's cool. I like it. I'm gonna. I put a little cross thing here. I can't do that. Alright. I want that again. Drop. Right? Maybe? Let's start from the top. Okay, chat. There's numbers up here, okay, when I zoom in. What happened? Oh, okay. So, I don't know if you guys could see it, but this number right here, it says 17, and then this one says 25. Feel free to drop the number that you want the beat drop to happen. You're not getting production credit for that. I'm sorry. That's a personal opinion, and I'm the one deciding whether I like your answer, but let's go for it. So just, I have like a little idea of where I want the drop to be, but y'all feel free to tell me if it ain't it. I saw it. It changed. No, I saw it though. I saw the right one. I'm gonna turn some of these down a bit. So we don't feedback. Ew. Something needs reverb. It's like too empty. We're gonna find out. Okay, so I'm gonna duplicate this track. So basically, the green, this guy is hi-hat only. This one has 808. I don't like the. I thought I had too much 808, so I put it on a separate track so I can control that. So, what am I hearing? Hold on. I'm hearing like another kick or 808 or feedback or something.
Still on?
Maybe.
No, because the link is off. It should be good.
What is that? Is it because it's warped? Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm talking about yeah. I know a few things. I know a few things I'm able to.
Oh, you turned it off.
Yeah. Honestly, I didn't. So I unwarped it. I didn't have to unwarp it, but basically what's happening is because it's warped on beats, and that's why it's messing up the smoothness of my 808. So I could do this and get the same thing. That fixed it, but you do lose a little power on warp, right? Like, can you hear it? If I A/B this, no warp, hold on.
It sounds different.
Yeah.
Like the sustain of the 808.
Yeah. It has a little bit more bottom. Like that rumble.
Yeah.
When I warp, it doesn't happen much. I lied.
It sounds a little bit different.
It sounds different, yeah. But since we're on time, I'm not going to quantize, so we're going to leave it, yeah. So another thing I'm gonna do right now is oh T, you're still here? Are you rapping?
Oh man,
Are you ready? Did we lose the vibe?
I had the vibe.
If the vibe's a little lost, see guys, that's what me and Frank were talking about earlier. You have to understand, like if T was paying the bills right now and I took too long, I mean he is paying the bills, but if he was paying those bills, then if the vibe was off, I'd get kicked out.
Too much pride to try.
Frank, have you ever been kicked out?
Of a studio?
Yeah.
All the time.
All the time, right?
All the time.
Even at goated levels, like even when you were an experienced dude, you
All
had
the time.
like
Artists
stripes,
would be
like, yo,
like,
don't talk to
yo,
me like that. Like, yeah,
They'd
yeah.
just be like, yo, can you just like give me like an hour? And I'd be like, yeah, I'll go sit in the lounge.
Yeah. Get out.
Chill.
How about have you ever messed up and had been kicked out? Like,
Oh,
dude,
no.
like, dude, you didn't record. Like, that was the take. You didn't fucking record, Frank.
One of the things
Holy
that
God.
I'm super happy that I actually went through a very long internship. So all my mistakes were made early. Like big mistakes. Like of course I made mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you make mistakes. You're human, but like
Yeah.
big mistakes, like in a session, I was always too nervous.
One time I did a session with Mizzle and Timbaland. Shout out to Mizzle. He brought me on as his engineer for a little while he was working under Tim. And I was engineering. It was my first time actually like gonna be in the studio with Timbaland. And he's like, "Listen, bro, when the hook drops, play the metronome, cause Tim is gonna come and do drums. So like when the hook drops, and I didn't know where the hook was. I didn't know the record enough. I had heard it like twice maybe before they came in. So we're going. Tim's in the room. I'm playing it. The hook drops, and the producer that I was looking for looks at me. He's like, "The metronome, Nuri, the metronome." And I'm like, ah, like, and then and like at that point, I realized
That wasn't for you.
nah. But luckily, like, cause Tim had his own engineer, and that dude, like, they're fast. Like,
yeah.
I swear to God, recording Pro Tools is like playing Fortnite. Like just ripping. It's like playing video games.
Yeah.
And like basically, like the more you are at playing Pro Tools, like the more people are gonna like you.
So I have
video games.
I have a probably equally as terrifying story. There's a record on the second Bad Boys movie soundtrack with Pharrell, Puff, and Lenny Kravitz.
Okay.
So I'm there tracking the session. So it's
here
like at Circle House.
Circle House.
So it's like Pharrell was making the beat. Puff is in there like yelling, like, "Yo, we gotta do this." And then Lenny Kravitz was next door, and they were like, "Yo, let's get Lenny Kravitz on the record."
Oh, like he was in another room working on something else.
So then
like
Puff brings him over, and Lenny's
Sick.
like, "Yeah, I'll get on it," and he brings his guitar over with like his whole setup. And I couldn't get the guitar to stop feeding back in the control room.
What?
So it was like, whoop, whoop, and I was like,
oh, like when he wasn't playing, basically.
No, like when he would like,
even while he's playing,
it was just picking up because we had the speakers like cranked.
Yeah, and if you're an audio engineer and you try and tell someone in the room the technical reason why the volume needs to turn down, guess what? Nobody cares. Nobody cares. Crank that shit. I don't care if it's feeling bad. Like,
basically,
nobody
that
cares.
Was the most stressful. That's probably one of the most stressful session I ever had.
I believe that. I forgot like how we even got there. I feel like I was doing something. Oh, I needed some reverb. Alright, so I was trying to do like a nice little blank drop. I took out the guitar. It was OD, so I left it. Sounds decent. Oh, this is what I was gonna do. So the timing of this is still bothering me a little bit. So I'm gonna clean this up. Yes, cheating. So here I like messed up, but now that I fixed it with warping, it actually sounds cool. So that's something that I like learned recently too. Like for example, when we did this drum part right here out of I I quantized it all in Ableton and we retracted it. But sometimes I'll just track in like what I was doing. Like say I have a drum rack instead of just like individual notes. I'll play that and then warp it, and those little artifacts give a vibe for sure. Yeah.
It's like when you use a sample.
Right, it's like sampling yourself, yeah. And even for drums where like you would normally think like, oh, everything needs to be perfect and nice. Alright, so let's go here. Alright, I'm happy with that. Sorry, I'm like EQing.
That's the process.
Yeah. So the bass is still like super aggressive to me, so I'm actually gonna like. Okay, am I killing it or am I doing it?
I think that
am I ODing?
This is a situation where me personally, I would duplicate the bass and I would
Filter
make
out.
like a really distorted
blah, blah,
one,
blah, blah.
and then
Mhm.
leave like the other one low endy.
Yeah, because it's losing its drive when I did that right there. Yeah. I mean, I could try and do this.
Somebody asked if you weren't making bangers, what would you see yourself doing,
Oh my god.
like as a career?
If
Well,
I wasn't
you
making
could
bangers, what I'd
actually
be doing? Mm,
Tell us what you were doing before you were making bangers.
yeah. Well, I'm like an IT person. I don't want to say nerd. I'm really not. Yeah, IT nerd. IT regular. Yeah, but actually, if I was doing this, I'd be working for Rolling Loud, setting up and producing Twitch and YouTube shows. Oh, damn! I do 2 creative jobs. Yeah. Actually, I don't think I told you that, Frank. Like about what has it been like 8 months, Tarek, that I've been working at Rolling Loud as a content producer.
Oh,
So
nice.
I'm producing 2. Oh, let's use this time to plug in Nikki Gordo's Taste Palace. Coming soon to YouTube. There's a pilot out. Manny's Bodega. 2 pilot episodes out on Rolling Loud YouTube. Produced and directed by your boy.
Damn.
Yeah, so I'm getting,
legend in 2 games.
Yeah. So so the answer would be like, yo, if I wasn't doing music, I would still just be a content producer. So it's either a music producer or content producer.
Word.
And me and the home team, all this Twitch stuff, by the way, is
He
real.
quit a legit ass job right before coming and Rolling Loud. Though. That boy
yeah,
was
yeah.
getting bank.
Yeah, I was IT. Yeah, Manny's Bodega in the building. Say what's up.
First of all, the legend.
Hey.
Socorro in the building.
Yeah.
He probably don't remember this, but I met him
Okay.
like I met him like 14 years ago, probably. Something
Where?
like that. On your studio on South Beach, right behind
Oh, by the
7-Eleven.
7-Eleven.
Yeah, I was working with Tony Collins. That was my mentor.
Tony Collins.
Yeah, the trumpet player from the Whispers. The
Oh
old
shit.
gentleman. Yeah.
Wait,
Fuck.
to Salams?
No, this is a
your
studio.
personal?
This is a studio. It wasn't my personal, but I was like in charge of it. It was on the beach.
Okay.
It was on West Ave, like right when you
Ah.
get off the.
This is
Holy
way before
shit.
my time.
This is a long time ago.
Yeah, this
that
is
was a
before-
really
yeah.
that was a
Damn, Manny
blast from the
fucking old.
past.
Manny's an OG. Manny's an OG.
Fuck.
Yeah, man. That's lit.
Throwback.
That's fire. Is this Manny Bodega approved? This beat? Yeah, fuck yeah. Is this the guitar? Are you writing, T? Start writing, bro. Are you going off the top? I think we have enough. This is a minute and a half. We're gonna get you on that one. Get headphones or something. Alright, you wanna do it on this? I'm just gonna change this to the A dot, and then we should be good. Alright. This is a good port for the bass. It's always easy to transition this way than that way from like a sub bass. It's easier to go from 808 to a sub bass than a sub bass to 808. I was like, that happened. Like I hit the shift button on accident, and I was like, what the. All right, T. I mean, I know you. You're gonna go. The arrangement. Yeah, I was gonna say you're gonna go longer than a minute. My arrangement's at like 120 right now. Let's.
I don't feel a lot of endurance.
It's like a Summer Walker
Okay.
joint. Like
Yeah.
a minute.
Yeah, this is like the good old. I know what I can do too. I was like, what is this? Is that feedback? We're gonna use that later. All right, T. I'm gonna switch the mic for you, and then you should be Gucci. You should sit right here. All right.
Yeah, bitch. Huh. Huh. Water. I'm dropping inches. I'm dropping inches. These hoes can't play with me. I'm dropping through the vocal chain. Can I go yet? They said I can't go yet, chat. I gotta wait, chat. What do you want me to do?
We're gonna sample that.
Check.
You wanna do live, right?
Yeah, I don't want to do headphones.
I just gotta gain it down. Yeah. Can you say
Yeah.
something? Yeah. You know what it is?
It's compressed.
Yes.
I'm talking about.
Ooh.
Talking about yeah. Talking about yeah. Talking about yeah.
Go ahead.
They're already rating my bars a 5. I ain't dropped one bar yet. Shit, I should just stop now. I don't even got to rap. Like, they rated it 5 stars.
I can give it more gain and
Sheesh. Sheesh. I'll probably drop like 4 bars,
We're
man.
good. I think we're good.
Good?
Yeah.
Yeah. From the beginning so I can catch the vibe. Yeah. Hey, I'm not a rapper, man. This is just so you guys can laugh and shit. My job is to book the festivals and manage the rappers and shit. But I love this shit. Hey, I finally got some trolls rating my bars low. I didn't even rap yet. Dang. One dude asking for. Oh, that's Alex asking for auto. Where's the drop?
Oh, my bad.
I was like, "Where's the drop, Nuri?"
Yeah, I was like, the highest
Take
should
it
came
off.
in already. That's it, right?
I'm not a rapper, but I
I'm not
play
sure
one
on
on
the bottom.
TV.
It's a yellow tag.
I'm not a doctor,
take that-
but I
that
play
one
one
from
on
out of
TV.
record.
Okay, here, let's put this on one.
Sir,
multiple
this
things
is
on
a
the board.
Wendy's.
Yeah, it's that track right there. Was easy.
Okay.
Yeah.
It was this one. Okay, I get it. Whatever.
So
Yeah.
just take that one up for record.
Shit, I remember when I was learning. Yo, what's up, Nuri? Hi, Nuri. Nuri to go. bitch. Off of the top, ho. Top of the dome, feeling like Lilo and Stitch. Why? Cause I just did a deal with Twitch. Come on, ain't nothing funny. I've been getting money, chilling with my homie named Nuri. And the room's all blue, and I'm pretty sure Snitch was too. Chilling with a bitch or two. I be getting rich for June. Told you, ain't nothing funny. Fuck them mods, they corny. Nah, I'm just playing. Shout out all my mod gang. Better sub right now, or I ain't giving you no chain, or I ain't giving you no name. Damn sure you ain't get no clout, cause bitch, get my name out your mouth. Off of the top, it don't stop. Off top like a suicide jumper, what do you know that? Like Brian Pumper. Big old dick, sit on that shit. Yo. Alright, I'm done.
Yo,
yeah, off the top, bitch. Tell your favorite rapper to do that, ho.
Yo, you snap. I'm not gonna lie, you snap. You hit the Twitter. Yo, let's hear that back. Hold up. Yeah, the Lilo and Stitch was
I don't know
it,
if
bro.
but I brought it back.
Yeah, you brought it back.
We got subs coming in, boy. Woo! Shit. Where we at?
Hey, you capping on that rating. If you rated less than a 5, you're a fucking capper. You fucking calling Kaepernick on me, bruh. That shit is trash. I need 5 stars in the comments. If you don't drop 5 stars, I'm sending you to Mars with Elon and them. Yeah, I'm coming off the top like semen off the tip of the dick. What you wanna know? Motherfucker wanna know how the shit gets so hard. I told the motherfucker that's my bars. Motherfucker wanna know why I go so fast in these cars. I told that bitch take off that bra.
I told you.
Cause I wanna see them titties. Motherfucker wanna know cause I ain't no Ricky. Damn sure ain't no Ricky Rich. Motherfucker wanna know why I fuck them bitch. Cause I told that shit. I like them titties, like that ass. What you wanna know? You ain't no pass. You ain't got no pass. You got no pass. Smoking on hat.
I told y'all a 1 minute wasn't gonna be enough. You think you juice rolled in here, huh? Alright, let's hear it back. Let's hear the team.
When I was learning. Yo, what's up, Nuri? Hi, Nuri. Nuri to go.
Yes, sir.
Drop
let's-
or what?
Yeah, I'm not gonna front though. You did make the
Yeah,
Lilo and
bitch.
Stitch. Here it comes.
Off of the top, ho.
Yeah.
Top of the dome, feeling like Lilo and Stitch. Why? Cause I just did a deal with Twitch. Come on, ain't nothing funny. I've been getting money, chilling with my homie named Nuri. And the room's all blue, and I'm pretty sure Snitch was too. Chilling with a bitch or two. I be getting rich for June. Told you, ain't nothing funny. Fuck them mods, they corny. Nah, I'm just playing. Shout out all my mod gang. Better sub right now, or I ain't giving you no chain, or I ain't giving you no name. Damn sure you ain't get no clout, cause bitch, get my name out your mouth. Off of the top, it don't stop. Off top like a suicide jumper, what do you know that? Like Brian Pumper. Big old dick, sit on that shit. Yo. Alright, I'm done.
You snap. Yeah, hold on. Let's give him one right now.
That's disappointing to hear that he said that. He said that?
Yeah.
That's disappointing to hear that he said that. He said that? That's disappointing to hear that he said that. He said that?
Listen, man. I gotta get that out of my mind right now, or else I'm gonna violate all Twitch codes and say everything that I'm not supposed to right now because of Rick Ross. All right, y'all. So, yo, Tark, did you ever? What? I can't read that. Did you ever heard anything about stickers? Nah, the answer is no. The rose. All right. So, oh my God. No. So, what y'all want us to do? Do you guys want us to wrap it up? I feel good. I feel good about the beat. You know what I'm gonna do? First of all, let's save it. How about that?
Facts.
We have not saved at all.
Oh my god, terrible.
Yeah, it's holy god.
One, save your shit.
All right, chat. The chat, you guys get to name the session. Who wants to name it? The room is blue and I'm pretty sure Lily and such you snap. Who is the special guest? I've been in and out. The special guest is Frank Socorro, Grammy Award, Grammy nominated multi-platinum producer. Go, my mentor.
Brian Pumper.
Brian Pumper, is that the name of the song?
Yes.
Big old dick.
Yeah.
Big old dick.
Wait, Brian Pumper's the dude that's
He's a
like,
porn star
yeah.
rapper.
what?
He's a rapper.
Not the meme dude? The meme dude? Oh no, that was a different guy. That guy's a legend. That guy's like, what's his name? Someone knew that. I knew. Yo, y'all used his photo on the little Twitch thing. That was so funny. Yeah, the Twitch promo on IG marketing, y'all snapped on that. Who bet that? Bryce, you did that? Tyler, you snapped. All right, so can someone please name the beat? Is that what it's gonna be named? No, I'm not naming it that. Dude, I'm not naming it Bob. I'm straight. So it's like, what, Bob? That's kind of fire. I'm not going for it.
Brian Bumper.
The one that wears a lot of jewelry. What? Pumper? All right, the song's called Pumper. Who is that? Smitty the Beat Man? That's not Smith Thorough Jean, is it? All right, Smitty. Dude, how artistic is that name? That's his Instagram name. He got the government. You just revealed that it was his government. That shit sounded fake. Smith Thorough Jean. That sounded like. Okay, so Brian Pumper, file save. Whoa, got trigger happy. A chat vote for the name? Nah. Brian Pump her. Wow. Oh wow. Who did that? Wait. Kenna. Damn, Kenna, you're on fire, bro. All right, Brian Pump. What happened? Smith Durable Jeans. Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, that was like Smitty's denim brand. Brian Pump her. That's it. I'm naming the session.
Email from Twitch like, why the fuck did you talk about that shit?
I mean, that's okay. Brian Pump her. No, that's inappropriate.
I think it's fine.
I think it's fine. Okay.
Sorry,
All right. I still got reverb on my voice.
Yeah, 'cause
All
it's
right.
going through there.
Yeah, it's going through here. So it's lit. Take this off. Do you guys? Sorry. Do you guys want to hear it back one more time before?
Yeah, without me on it though.
Without T. All right. Man. Here we go. That's me, and I'm gonna get you right now. Okay. So,
Boom.
¿Quién es el productor?
Oh, el productor es Nuri.
¿quién es el productor? Es me,
So yo.
El Nuri. That's how you say it.
That should be your new tag.
El Nuri. Oh wow, that's hard. El Nuri. How do you say goat in Spanish?
It's not good.
It's not good.
It's chivo or ovejo or oveja, I think.
Ovejo.
Yeah.
Nuri el ovejo. Woo! That's like, if a girl says it, Nuri el ovejo. Yeah, that's sick.
Ovejo
That's gonna be for the
vibes.
Spanish records.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's lit. That's coming for sure. Okay, so, all right, so yeah, let's do. Okay, so I forgot about the grandmother. I muted it, and it sounds awesome. So here it is. We're leaving that. And then I'll arrange it later. But
I
what's
think people fuck with the ovejo shit.
that shit? He's like, hold up, look at that. Nuri el ovejo. Jaja, yo, are you serious? Yo, Spanish people, y'all got it. The Jaja, that ain't it, man. I'm sorry, but I can't do that. I can't. I can't read that and
hear
just
ha?
say ha. I can't.
You
I
hear
hear
ja,
ja
ja,
ja
ja,
ja ja ja. Y'all need to cut that out. Isn't H is still a in Spanish?
No, it's silent.
It's like
Yeah, like tengo hambre.
Exactly.
Hambre.
You don't pronounce it.
Okay,
Like
but-
Umberto is with an H. And hombre. Did you mute yourself?
Didn't do that. All right.
There.
So yeah, I forgot about the grandmother, so I threw that back in there. And then my question to you, Frank, is I had this realization that you're probably gonna be like, why didn't you realize this like 10 years ago when I taught you? But I've been thinking about or I've been using rather, where did I do it? I did it on the guitar. Oh, I did it on Tark's vocal, but I thought I did it somewhere else too. No, all right, so I did it on Tark's vocal, but whatever. So I always learned compression with the concept of makeup gain, right?
Mm-hmm.
And like, oh, so you're like turning the
taking away
volume down,
some.
so give it back.
Right.
But an LA 2A is no gain. There's no like makeup gain. The concept is that you're just lowering the peaks without makeup gain. Is that correct? Is that what's happening in
Kind
an LA
of.
2A?
So that
Like if I'm doing this, look at this, right? I have this glue compressor
right.
with no makeup gain whatsoever.
Mhm.
And I have my threshold like catching, like I wanted to do this on the guitar, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because some of those guitar hits were like kind of
Like
hard.
they stick out a little bit.
Yeah. So like if I do that here, right, I always thought, or in my head, it feels like putting the glue compressor here, no makeup gain, and letting it kind of
Do its thing.
do its thing. All right. Not even near it yet. Oh my god. So see like that, doom, like the first note that I hit. So I've been doing that, and letting that control it, and then I'll throw a compressor, maybe with that has the Ableton makeup, and that scares me too. The Ableton makeup gain, I
Well,
like it, but it
so
scares me.
It's just automatically putting back whatever you took out, which is fine.
Is it doing that on a per
Yes.
transient?
Yeah.
Oh,
like however
okay.
much is being taken away, it's putting it back. The thing about a LA2A is LA2As are special.
Because the wiring and how
Well, it's because of the way that it
responds.
detects the signal.
Mm.
And in an LA2A, there's no attack or release. It's all based off of how
Whatever
much signal.
they set, whatever is kind of preset in the LA2A.
It's not actually, no, it actually changes depending on the signal.
Oh, so it's like a.
It's almost like smart.
It's like a smart attack and release.
Yeah.
Oh, that's special.
That's
I don't
why
think I really knew
that shit was really popular, like in radio stations. Like
And-
radio stations use LA2As like on the stereo bus.
And pretty popular, I still say, in studio
On
vocal
vocals,
chains.
absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. Like
Bass, vocals.
if it's not the CL1B, it's the LA2A usually, right?
Correct. There's
Yeah.
definitely not an Avalon in sight, Young Money.
Yeah. No Avalon in sight. Yeah, so I mean, yeah, so that's like when I started doing this and like not giving the makeup gain. That's what I thought. I was like, is that what's happening in an LA2A? Like you're just literally a leveling amp. You're leveling out the peaks.
Yeah,
and not
that's all you're
necessarily
doing.
trying-
And there is a gain knob for the output on the LA2A. But it does do a special type of compression and attack and release.
Yeah,
Like, it's
yeah.
pretty
And
special box.
the point of the gain there is not like a makeup gain for the attenuation you lost. It's just to give it more signal if it was coming in a bit low.
It's kind of well.
You get what I'm saying?
It's kind of a little bit of
it's a little bit of both. Yeah.
Because you obviously when you compress something, it does turn it down. So you want to put some of that volume back because you don't want to lose volume. That's the last thing. Because when you lose too much volume, you start to gain noise.
And you know, now that I think about it, like I probably do for the sake of the technique that I'm doing to try and like lessen the peaks, but not necessarily bring all that floor back, because
Right.
that's
the
essentially what I'm
problem, the
avoiding.
noise floor.
Yeah, the noise floor. So I'm avoiding the noise floor by not doing a makeup gain. But I think you're right that it's better for me to actually do have control of my attack and release, so that I am just getting I should put a fast attack on it.
It just depends.
Yeah, exactly. But
Like if it's like a fast rapping
yeah.
thing, you want like a fast.
But if it was an LA2A where it like has it's like dynamic and stuff, I probably wouldn't be getting the same effect out of it the way I am here. So that's pretty interesting. I like
Correct.
that. Yeah.
Correct.
That's
I mean, that's why there's so many different types of gear.
yeah.
As a matter of
absolutely.
fact, that Opticon compressor you guys have there is like an LA2A clone.
Clone, yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
So
Cool, man. All right, guys. Well,
mad fun.
it was great. I think we're gonna sign off. Shout out to everyone that subbed. Shout out to everyone that followed.
Word.
Shout out to everyone that stayed the whole time. Shout out to you. Shout out if you came in late and stayed, or if you came in early and dipped, because you know that's what you had to do. That's lit. I appreciate everybody that came out. I think we had a great episode today. Thank you guys for rocking out. Thank you, What's Happening, my producer, for keeping us on point in here. Thank you, Frank, for coming.
Thank you for
through.
having me.
Absolutely, I'm more than happy to have you anytime.
You let me know. I'll come in
Yeah.
here,
And
spit
we'll get it
facts,
poppin'. Yeah, spit facts, get it popping.
ask the chat what they want to know.
Yeah, man. And look, chat, go on my Instagram, go on my Twitter, drop comments. Let me know who you guys want to see in here with us. You know, who do you want next? Who should we bring next week? What kind of content do you guys want to see? Do you want us to do more gear stuff, more production, more tech talk? Let me know, man. Reach out
Word.
on IG and on Twitter.
What's your socials, Frank?
You can find me on any platform. It's at Alpha Beat Music. So Twitter, Instagram. I don't really go on
Typing it in the chat. Yeah. Alpha Beat.
Discord. I'm in there. It's the same.
Yes, sir.
So you guys can
At
find me on
Alpha
any
Beat
of those.
Music. Yeah. And then yeah, man. I'm gonna finish the beat a little bit more. Give it a little bit more structure. And
Maybe we could once you finish the beat, maybe at some point later in time, I could do like a mix in Pro Tools.
Ooh, yes. That would be sick.
Like mix it and just kind of show everybody what I did.
Mm-hmm.
So
Oh, like
fun.
mix it on your own and then
And then come back. Yeah, because if
live
I
mix,
live mix
people
this
kill
shit's
themselves.
funny. Why is he listening to the kick for 4 hours?
Oh my gosh, man. I love that. That's sick.
Man.
Yeah, sick. All right, guys. Well, thank you.
Thank you guys.
Thank
This
you.
was dope.